Hello, hello, hello. 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 Hello, Alex. Hello, me. Hello, anyone that might be listening. Hello. It's Sunday. Mind blown. I know. You never expected that. Hello. Today we start a new game that we will probably... Well, no, I don't think we have to pause it. We just move it to a different day, probably during October. That way... we can do the October spoopy stuff. And play the game. Okay. There we go. Let's turn down the music a bit. We can have the dialogue options in the middle. Oh, well, let's see. Text size medium, I think we had. Let's see. Vampire, we ought to have this one, please. And here, we also want to have this one, please. Oop. Okay. Shall we just... Boo! It's the game! Does it take the... It does take the audio. Perfect. Huzzah! Okay, so... similar thing as last time. I have no clue what the story will be. Just that it's a... I think direct... sequel to Coteries of New York. Which was great. Where we... Karen the Ventru... just barely managed to build up a coterie, and then like our not quite sire, but like the person taking care of us was like, hey, okay, so like we had to break you out. Also, I want to overthrow the current prince and the anarchs because they've been having a like hanky-panky going on. So I will, like, you know, take the second in command of the anarchs, and we will... Hello, Tonskin. Hello, hello. How are you doing? So I will take the second of command of the anarchs, and we will like go over there and like we'll like meet them in person and then stuff. So we did, and instead our lady friend doing some healthcare in the form of Kalsari Kanit. I have no clue what that is, but hey, healthcare is good. Self-care, healthcare, both good. I'm doing good. I had pancakes for dinner because my brother returned, and that's apparently how things go. Every time that he returns with his kids, we'll have pancakes, which I'm not complaining about. Drinking, possibly in just your underwear with plans of doing nothing else. You know, I'm not even surprised that Finns have a word for that. More power to you. Hello, Wolf. Hello, hello. I had pancakes yesterday. Nice. But yeah, like what did all happen? So our like lady who took care of us died. I'm making pancakes right now. Everyone is having pancakes. Our lady got beheaded. the second in command of the Anarchs fled. The prince turned out was under, like, control of another Camarilla who behaves like he's fucking old as shit, but he's not even. But he was like, here, drink my blood too. Woo, you can be a good pawn. And to be fair, it was never quite clear if we did. But this is a direct sequel, so let's just figure it out. Let's just find out what we can even be. Let's start a new game. We always pick the middle because I don't know. Oh wait, we don't get to choose. Oh no, never mind. The last time we also got to see this entry, I think. Welcome to my castle. Don't expect everyday logic to work here. It went out of the window some time after midnight. Maybe earlier. My kingdom is not of this world, you see. It lies far outside of concrete, tangible reality. Should there be game sound? There should, but it's quite quiet. Let me turn it up a bit. It's more ambient sound so far. It tells me that you can hear stuff. It should be like a kind of sound. If not, we will fix it now, but there should be some. Do you hear it? It's like a kind of scuffed, like, choir. It's like the first way that I can describe it. You hear it? Okay, so there is. Again, it's not that loud, but knowing this game, it might just become louder, so we'll figure it out. If not, I can turn up the audio as well. A bit more, there we go. Sounds like a DJ scratching with the... Yeah, indeed. My kingdom is not of this world, you see. It lies far outside of concrete, tangible reality. I've tried to identify the way people reach it, and I'm convinced it has something to do with the moon. Some say the moon's aura can... The moon's aura can turn them insane. You've heard of the phrases moonstruck and lunatic? The way I see it, moonlight gives them some subliminal permission to reveal their true selves. And so, whenever they let the silver radiance guide them to the gates of this place, they feel different. Once they pass the doorstep, they're ready to act out. My biggest issue, by the way, with moonlight and vampires. Moonlight isn't moonlight. Moonlight is sunlight reflected off the moon. So, technically, vampires shouldn't be able to handle moonlight either. just saying. Or I guess it's just not enough. But like, I feel they should always feel a prickle or something, as long as they're in the moonlight. Just my opinion. A dance of horrors and marvels begins. It's 3:30 a.m. 31 a.m. Welcome to Big Beat Burger. If you're here at this hour, you're not exactly readying up to be a productive member of society. Come tomorrow morning. More likely, you're praying that the sunrise never comes. insatiable children of the night gather round, hoping to bask in the afterglow of tonight's victories, unwind after a frustrating series of failures, or simply fight to keep themselves together. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here, greedily reveling in every interaction they have. They have no idea they are only here for my amusement. To them, I'm just a random girl sitting in the corner. But this is my domain. I've been coming here almost every night for years. I know where to sit, where to look, and where to eavesdrop for maximum amusement. I'm basically a voyeur, and unashamed to admit it. It gave me insight about the human condition I'd never otherwise have gathered, and more importantly, a necessary skill set to make ends meet as a journalist. As I write on my crappy old laptop, patiently waiting for the legion of negative voices in my head to get too tired to offer useless feedback, I keep my senses peeled to pick up stories around me. Of course, a lot of regular events such as food fights are nothing to write home about, aside from my unfortunate tendency to become collateral damage in someone else's battle. Up to this day, I've had to wash my clothes because of Coke, Diet Coke, hot coffee, apple pie, and some sort of improvised honey mustard bomb. Every stain tells a different story. Sometimes this hobby is exhausting. Sometimes it's disturbing. Sometimes it's dangerous, although not as risky as back when I wasn't carrying pepper spray. Still, the sight I've taken in over the years here have made it absolutely worth it. I've got so many stories, I don't know where to begin. Theatrical breakups, impromptu morning parties, unexpected friendships forged in the fires of senseless battle. A lady in a gorgeous Givenchy dress? I don't know if that's an actual brand. Ordering a box of takeout chicken nuggets, paying in cash with her hand completely covered in blood. She was asked if she wants a napkin. She said no. Two thirsty macho dudes shamelessly going for it in the corner, hushed moaning filling the lobby while everyone around valiantly fights to act as usual and maintain an illusion of normalcy. A straight-up kung fu fight between a diminutive cashier and some drugged bodybuilder going through a psychotic episode trying to break all the windows. The big guy left the joint, fully convinced he KO'd himself while the service worker was just standing next to him. Seemed proud of his victory too. A middle-aged hag getting a heart attack after screaming her lungs out not to let Muslims near her food just because she saw a white girl wearing a hairnet behind the counter. What the fuck? Excuse me, what the fuck did I just read? Okay, people are stupid. A masked couple robbing the restaurant of 30 hamburgers, forcing the employees to cook at gunpoint. Police later said those were art students reenacting some hipster book they read. Goddamn artists. This is life. This is humanity at its worst and best. This is the noise that serves as the foundation for my creativity. This is the soma that keeps me going. This is... Sigh. Ooh, is this us? If yes, we're pretty. We're pretty. We're pretty dang. As pathetic as it may sound, these days, this is the only place where I feel alive. Sometimes I think of myself as a leech, feeding on these people's stories, emotions, and personalities just because I'm not satisfied with mine. At times, I think of my psyche as some kind of shitty postmodern construct that is fundamentally incapable of honesty. But, oh shit. No. Ah. Ah. I sk- Ow. Oh god. Eh. No. From here. It's some kind of shitty postmodern construct that is fundamentally incapable of honesty, but only yearns for something felt and truthful. Does this even make any sense? I look at the screen of my laptop. 3:47 a.m. At this point, I'm almost somnambulic, but nothing interesting has happened yet. Feels like all the customers are watching each other tonight, hoping for the others to provide a fun diversion. This is my turf, you parasitic douchebags. Next time, go find your own. I think it's time to call it a night. The coffee I always order so that they don't kick me out is undrinkable. Ugh. I reread the rough draft I've been working on for the last 6 hours. God damn. This is pure trash. I hold the backspace button until the Google Documents page is nothing but a calm white slate and let out a sound of deep relief. There's no pleasure more intoxicating for a frustrated writer than raging on someone even far worse than them, and what target is easier than the dumb bitch you used to be 10 minutes ago? I'll check the time again. I need to go. I have an important meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I have a hunch it's not going to end well. And it's not because I'm an irresponsible dumbass who's going to need a few cups of coffee to simply function on a basic level despite, like, 4 hours of sleep. It's because I always have a hunch things are not going the way they're supposed to be. Click, clack, click, click, clack. The loud clatter of keyboards assaults me from all sides. Makes the splitting headache unbearable. Used to be. I dreamed of nothing else but being a part of the New York Lodestar editorial team. It was the first magazine I started reading regularly. The first magazine I ever bought for myself. Let me change how I sit, goddammit. Yeah. Okay. Maybe better. Let's see. I'll probably still be unhappy. Now, simply hearing the word Lodestar is enough to ruin my mood. Never mind seeing all these old farts phoning in more reactionary opinion columns and Wikipedia level analysis of current events. Click, clack, click, click, clack. I used to destroy and rebuild my entire worldview every month. They shaped my thinking about politics, art, journalism. They even pointed me towards my favorite cigarette brand, for God's sake. Don't smoke. Don't smoke is bad for you. Just don't do it. Then some talented people started leaving for greener pastures. Some got too wrapped up in their own neurosis. Some became complacent. All of them committed the sin of allowing themselves to grow older. Fresh blood was deemed unnecessary, even though young freelancers kept being bled dry. Dry, not dry. Because of a few idealistic contributors willing to accept meager pay while putting in serious work. Dumbasses. Oh, wait. These days, whenever someone from outside Lodestar talks about Lodestar, it's because of a few idealistic contributors willing to accept meager pay, putting in serious work. Dumbasses. Other than that, the magazine... The magazine specializes in publishing pale echoes of provocative ideas. I heard somewhere else a few years prior, wrapped in an aesthetic that hasn't been cutting edge for a decade. Also, I feel you could get more ambience, maybe. Oh, okay. Let's up the volume a bit. Yeah, that seems good. No wonder the reader's ship is in free fall, but even though the ship is sinking, the old guard won't let it go down without a fight. As in, if anyone from the outside attempts to board the vessel in hopes of fixing its course or its holds, they will be swiftly taken care of. I should know. Been there. Done that. As it stands, the only full-time staff member who doesn't make me regularly attempt to cringe my face off with his writing is Lodestar's editor-in-chief, Brian. Well, the man sitting in front. I think it's or something like that, but like I'm not sure. The man sitting in front of me right now. Of course, he only has time for editorials these days. A drop in the sea of needs. Managerial duties hit him hard. For the second time, he lets out a theatrical cough like this. He said his piece. Now it's up for me to react, and I'm coming up blank. But what do you want me to say, Brian? I'm pissed off. I can tell you've already made up your mind, but you still want to go through the motions, just to make me feel listened to. Whatever, let's do this. Brian, the guy's guilty. A major fraud. The man is a sexual harasser, Brian. You're protecting a complete pause here. Okay. Let's go with this. Because this is honestly the worst. I don't know what a pause is. People of... stupidity. No, probably not. But like, I don't know, probably means something like that. No clue. The man is a sexual harasser, Brian. I feel stupid that I even have to say this out loud. But you're essentially covering up for a sexual harasser, Brian. No, I'm not. No, just face it. Let's say the Harvey Weinstein story appeared on your desk instead of reaching the New York Times. Don't you compare me to the Times. You know, that's a low blow. You're asking for it, and you're not exactly in a position to talk about low blows here. You know, that's not the core of the issue. You're avoiding the core of the issue. No, I believe I've pinpointed it in a precise way. If it were up to me, I'd greenlight the article here and now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. But you're killing the article just because some rich shithead told you he doesn't like it? Get real. This is not about some millionaire jerk calling me to make me an offer I can't refuse. What is that about then? Because it looks awfully like... It's about my bosses telling me this outlet can't afford the legal action we have already been threatened with. So, millionaire interference? Oh, for crying out loud, Julia. Don't make me treat you like a child. You know how this works. I publish your story, this Theo versus Gawker all over again. A lawsuit here, a lawsuit there, until we are bled dry. I have a mortgage. I've 3 mouths waiting to be fed at home. I've an amazing team that doesn't deserve to be torn apart over some... Don't you think it's telling you mentioned your mortgage first? Silence. I'm just asking questions. I know better than to get into these empty semantic arguments with you, Miss Sovinsky. You're good at them. The problem is you're still not good enough. Now it's almost too loud. What the heck? I mean, Jesus Christ, game. Okay, we get it. We get it. You do have music. Meaning? You're too in love with weaving a good story and establishing a seductive narrative to let facts get in the way. You've got enough boring pseudos with no principles on board. These days, they always give you facts because that's all they can do. I'm using facts as a way to approach some kind of truth. Except facts can blindside you. And Double Spiral has enough facts to water down your story to the point where it makes no sense to publish it. Their HR and PR are working overtime to deliver a convincing counter-narrative, and they're doing a great job. Won't mitigate the damage completely, but it will put every little thing in question. Jesse Montgomery is a racist, a fraud, a sexual predator, and downright satanic fuckhead. Julia. Let me say it again. Jesse Montgomery is a racist, a sexual predator, and a downright satanic fuckhead. Do you personally believe it or not? This is not... You've listened to the tapes. You've read the transcripts. You've seen the documents. You've got the files. I'm asking for your personal opinion. Do you believe it or not? Click, clack, click, clack, click. Of course I do. That's beside the point. It's not. Look, how about I just say it out loud and save us both some time? We're not having this conversation because there's an actual conversation to be had. You set up this meeting knowing very damn well there's only one way and it's going to end. You've got a mortgage and 3 mouths to feed. You prioritize the well-being of your direct surroundings over some nebulous concept of greater good. I get it. I really do. Yet for some reason it seems like you're only prolonging this conversation and rationalizing your decision so that I forgive you? Officially exonerate you? I'm not the bad guy here, Julia. So what are you? What are you then? In your own words. A man who does what is necessary to protect his own. So I don't count as your own anymore? He mutters something under his breath, ending with a self-pitying chuckle. I don't know if you'd ever want to work under a scumbag like me from now on. Oh, come on. Don't turn this into a pity party. No, I'm absolutely a scumbag. And why is that? Because I'm firing you. ... My thoughts are scrambled. For a brief moment, the state of my bank account displays before my eyes with startling clarity. A howling void opens in my chest and starts traveling down towards my stomach. No, don't panic yet, you idiot. Get more information now. There must be a catch. Hello, Salo. It's made out of the heart of your mom. It contains the soul of your mom, and we needed to trap the soul of our evil aunt. That is Dishonored 2. Yes, Dishonored 2. Dishonored 1 is not with stripping the soul of your evil aunt. You're joking. Oh, I get it. You're just kidding. I'm a jerk, but not that much of a jerk. No way. I'm gonna say it's just a prank. I know you. Well, this isn't you. This isn't me. It's them. What them? Who's them? He glances left and right, then points upwards for a short moment. When he speaks up again, it's in a hushed voice. You know, the big kahunas. I can't really question them, and they want your head on a silver plate. Hope you're doing well, Salo, by the way. I hope you're doing well. He's not looking me in the eye. You're not joking. As I said, I would never joke about stuff like this. It's real. Fucking hell, it's real. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, all to hell. Stupid Buzz. Poor Salo. What did the Buzz do? All these years, all this grind, all my plans. And for what fucking asshole? You know I deserve better, and I always deserve better. And it always ends with me going down the drain back to the sewers. Fuck! No. Take a few deep breaths. Don't lose the plot now. Keep yourself together, you idiot. It came on time. Should have been early. Dang, public transport that's on time. The moment you show weakness, they go for your throat. Get back in control. You can't do this. I wish I didn't have to, but it's a lost cause. The place I wanted to was 2 hours away. 3 buses, oh god. That is annoying. Yeah, okay, I got it. No, I mean, it's impossible. Julia, you can't fire someone who's never been hired in the first place. Takes him a few seconds to put on his "oh, I get it" face, let out a treble gasp, and start massaging his temples. Lodestar has been my biggest source of income for the past few years. That much is true, but technically nobody has ever hired me here. It was all freelance jobs. A full-time position only served as a kind of dangling carrot. A promise of a decent pay grade, career perspectives, maybe even some kind of insurance to save my failing health. And the recognition I would... Why's the game again yelling at me? Great. Shut up. What's happening in Vampire Town? Nothing much yet. We might be Julia, a journalist who likes to hang out in a burger joint at night. And we are currently being fired, which we cannot, but we're also not yet a vampire. A position that everyone around me... oh wait. And the recognition I would get for being a part of the Lodestar team. A position that everyone around me seems to respect. Aside from me. Then, why did I want it so much? There will be times to mourn what could have been. For now I should act like I don't care. You know what I mean. If I let you work, even under a fake name, it would be a guillotine for me. This is ridiculous. This is us. Probably. Is this a continuation of the other book? Yes! This should be, if I recall correctly, a pretty much direct continuation, just with, like, a different main character. Like, so we should see known characters and stuff. This is ridiculous. You know I'm going to start shopping this story around the second I leave this room, don't you? Of course I know. I told them. Any response? Let us worry about that. Well, doesn't sound like ominous at all. Click, clack, click, clack, clack. I do wonder if I could get accustomed to one of these loud mechanical keyboards some people here love to use. Yes. Well, I don't know if I call him a mega, because he was kind of like younger than I assumed he would have been. But he was quite powerful apparently, yes. Whenever I did my work in here, I was still expected to bring my own crappy laptop and sit closer to the lobby. Always on the outside, no matter how hard I tried to break in. Quadbeard would one-shot him. Yeah, definitely. A vibration on my back pocket feels like a bad omen. I decide to ignore it for now. I've been working on this fucking story for, I don't know, 16 months on and off. I know. You kept cheering me on. I know. We have even agreed on the pay I'd receive. I know. I'm 2 months behind on my rent. No, wait, 2.5. I catch him off guard. He's momentarily taken aback and then gives me an empathetic stare. What is he writing? Apparently about some either business person or company where the dude is a racist, a sex offender, and like just general shit person. So pretty much just insert any type of CEO. Like some rich millionaire CEO. Don't you look at me this way. You don't have the right. I didn't know. Oh, now you do. Look, if there's anything I can do to help, if you can't tell your big kahunas to fuck off, I don't think there's a single thing. I'm back. Pancakes were amazing. Nice. What did you eat them with? Welcome back. Welcome back. Julia. I pull out the smoke and light it up. Gotta get back in control. Please don't do that. There's a smoke detector here. What are you trying to go for? The thumbs up? How is either of that a thumbs up? Use strawberry milk again and just added cinnamon and sugar on top. Nice. How is either of that? I used it? I don't think so. If I do a thumbs up, I do like a +1. Like colon +1 or someone on this channel. I don't know. Maybe? Yeah, or just... What? Well, colon +1 usually works, but like in this case there's no matches, but like... Yeah, here I do like thumbs up and go for like either of the 3 thumbs ups that I have. Yeah, I love echoes. Or Jorus if it's like a... Okay, hehehehe, goes away. No worries. Nick turned it off a few weeks ago. Probably the most creative thing he's done in the past 5 years. Only of Hyras. That's good. Hyras is also a very good one. Good old Nick. The perfect 21st century cinema reviewer. Never has an original thought of his own, just really relies on his purely algorithmical taste to stay likable. And the best thing is, he works. I technically have, like, I think at least one more, but, like, it's from... Yeah, I have 2 more from channels that I'm not even following. And the one of them doesn't even really read. Neither does the other one. So... Funny, I used to dream about his job. It was Brian who killed the stream, making me realize Nick won't be unseated anytime soon, and offered to teach me the ways of an investigative journalist instead. I like the second one. The second one is cute in theory, but like, you need to click on it to see what it's supposed to be. Like, in chat, I do not really see it. And I only have it because I got, like, the sub gifted, like, yesterday. I've never watched that channel. This is also a good one, yes. Classic. And does need a sub. Wasn't the career I ever wanted to pursue, but to my dismay I turned out to be surprisingly good at it. Until this Montgomery thing happened. Serves me right. Lesson learned. Should have pursued my dreams instead.
Stop it. Nicholas is a good friend, a respected critic, a member of my team, and put out that smoke. People tell me I let you step all over me. Why do I even let you act this way?
There was an option to show emotes of... Yeah... I mean, there is. There is a way if you have bits and if it's enabled. Well, if it's not too expensive. But yeah. Because you once told me honesty is most important in a mentor-student relationship, and that it works both ways, and because I thought we were friends. He bites his lip and stares sideways to avoid my eyes. Bow down to Quadbeard. I love how this for you is bow down.
At the end of the day, bosses aren't friends. Must have been a terrible mentor if I didn't even teach you that.
You're still responsible for me. Oh, no. You're not getting off this hook that easily. You're still my mentor, and I will make sure you take responsibility. You're getting rid of me. At least, point me in the right direction. I need to get my shit together fast, and I can't do it on my own.
Fair. I might have failed as a guide, but I will do what I can not to leave you stranded, okay? There are options. None of them are a remedy for all your troubles, but
as a wish, there's an option to just...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can make it bigger on stream, but like, not just like this. It would be nice. Like, I mean, technically you can. It's all just CSS. Like, it's all just web, right? So you can make it bigger. But that way you might break, like, the display. Like, not display, but like, you know, how it's portrayed. Ugh. Wait a second. Another vibration in my pocket. Another foreboding feeling. This time I reluctantly take the smartphone out of my pocket. If it has to rain, why not let it pour? A new email. It's a lengthy one. And the sender? Speak of the devil. No. This can't be. Christ. I just got a email from Mila Lopez. She claims she's just been laid off from Double Spiral. Same as Mike Antonoff and Jared Rivera.
What? What happened?
I'll spare you all her insults, okay? The key thing is, it seems their HR knows all the confidential information about my journalistic investigation and used it to shut everyone's mouth.
Hell, apparently Montgomery walked up to Lopez as she was emptying her desk and told her to thank me for being a, quote, dumb and careless cunt. Brian goes pale. I think he has a very good reason to. You fucking scumbag. You outed my sources. I don't usually read chat on the Twitch side, though the one on this stream I prefer reading on the chat. Yeah. No, but like even the chat box on the Steam website is just CSS. I know a lot of people use Chatarino, I think it's called, which might have like more options to make it bigger. Although that may be just due to I like typing the yeah. That's very valid. High quality messages. Only the highest of quality messages, definitely. What? Of course not. What are you even saying? So they're being naughty? Okay. Oh, don't you dare play coy. It must have been either you or me, no one else, and you know the way I work. My investigation was basically untraceable, both on and offline. Carefully picked meeting spots, encryption upon encryption, every direct quote rewritten 5 times just in case. All sorts of red herrings scattered around. I know my shit. You know I do. And this timing? Did you just pass a flash drive to your beloved big kahunas during a meeting as a sign of goodwill? Look, I get you're upset, but why don't we just talk this through calmly? Alright, sorry for... No! Fuck you! Setusalo, you died. Only the most high quality messages. Sure, let's go. I'll give you this. I never was there implied you type, but sure. Okay, let's take it step by. Fuck you. You're right. We should. Nah. Fuck off. You're right. We should. Nah. Fuck off, Brian. Fury takes the wheel and I'm just here along for the ride. I can't do anything about it. In an arranged way, realizing you're just a passenger in your own body feels liberating. Let's just see it all unfold. Calmly? Fuck you, Brian. Julia, I've been paranoid for months and months, acting like everyone I didn't know was an assassin or a corporate spy. I know I haven't messed up, not in a way that would implicate all of them. Bro can't even wear his tie properly and wants to bail out. You goddamn. You thought you could get away with this? I haven't done anything improper. Don't push the blame on me. So what? You're claiming it's my fault? 'Cause you're never the guilty one. It's always the bosses, the economy, the obligations you have, and now me? You're being silly. Quit with this martyr bullshit. Calm down or I'll have to... You immoral shithead. You motherfucking... Calm down, for God's sake. And so it goes. I yell out a lot of words I wanted to say for a long time, but held back. I fling a lot of insults I've been workshopping for years, hoping I'd never use them. I break a few things. At times, for a split second, I see pity in somebody's eyes. It's gonna haunt me for a long time, but in the heat of the moment I don't care. These people, no, this company has nothing left to offer me, so at least let me take this catharsis. In the end, a security guard has to escort me out of the building, and that's the end of my journalistic career. I just feel like my world has crumbled into nothing. I mean, you have every right to.
Oh, wait, who's Dakota? Is Dakota... Okay, can I just complain a moment? Dakota is a fucking state, not a name. And I don't know, based on the name Dakota, is this person female leading? Is it male leading? I don't know. I don't know. So I will speak in a neutral voice until I know, and then we'll figure it out. I mean, you have every right to. Dakota is male. See if anyone else has said that. Wait till you learn about Washington. Oh my god. Like, Jesus. If I were you, I would have already broken down into a sobbing mess. I'd love to, but I'm on a subway. Far too proud to cry in public, even now, and... It's stupid. But I feel like someone out there keeps destroying my... just everything I hold dear, just to see my reaction. Like, it was a prank show, and someone was waiting to record me crying. So, out of sheer spite, I'm doing my best not to cry. Fuck you, whoever and wherever you are. That's the most Julia Savinsky thing I've heard. Spite as the greatest motivator, huh? Wiki says it's unisex. It's also much older than the USA. Dang it. Damn it. Still, screw you, America. Also, I feel like in an empty, like, metro or subway, you can cry, because no one will see it. Not feeling particularly motivated to do anything right now. To be honest, I just want to stay in my bed until my shithead landlord calls the cops to forcefully evict me. Not surprised. Shit. I know that whenever life decides to fuck you over, it's always one thing after another, but this is... too much. How much is too much? Let's recap the last week of June 2019. Ooh, it's gonna become much worse, love. In like half a year. Well, a bit over half a year. It was like, what, March 2020 when it like really started? It's the 270th most popular girl's name. The more you know. Top 300. I've been kicked out of my job. Well, not that I've ever been hired, so let's just say my mentor broke every vague promise he ever made to me. A big thing I'd been working on for a year and a half went down the toilet. It's all useless. My boss didn't protect my sources properly, and now they keep trying to reach me through every possible channel, to threaten me or just to yell at me. And they have every right to react like that. All of my side gigs were shut down, nobody's replying to my emails. Someone's been dragging my name through the mud behind the scene, and it works. I still have no idea who's sending these shitty messages around. I've been asking, but... Okay, so... Before I continue, I've been thinking the whole time, like, what kind of vampire could we possibly end up? And the whole time, like, investigative, blah blah blah. That sounds to me like a... sounds to me like a Nosferatu, but I doubt that they would disfigure us when we look so pretty. So, my best guess is either we could become a Malkavian, which would be funny. We could become a Ventrue again, or a Toreador maybe. God, a Tremere would be fun, but unlikely. Like, Bruel makes no sense with us, really. But then again, it could be, like, very headstrong, maybe. No Gangrel. I don't think we're kind of a Gangrel person. We'll see, we'll see. Listen, don't worry about it. I'm not going to stand idly by and watch you get cancelled by some mean-spirited delusional. I said don't worry about it. You need to be a truer or whatever you said. I have 300 messages from my landlord. The message previews were stressful enough. A call came from Chicago. Apparently Dad has bladder cancer. Mom is in hysterics. She'd go crazy if she heard about my situation, so I have to pretend everything is okay whenever she calls. She calls every day. And she just won't hang up before she offloads all her burdens on me, and I can't blame her, because we all had to learn to cope with Dad's psychopathic tendencies somehow. I was robbed. All my documents and what little money I had, gone. Don't even know when or where it happened, and it's driving me crazy because I'm always extremely wary of pickpockets. The list goes on. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it really feels like a concerted attack. Paranoid is good. Anyway, I know you always hand-wave this topic away, but just remember that if anything happens, that place is your place. You don't have to get through it alone. I do. I've been a trouble magnet and as self-centered as I may be, I don't want it to affect you. I know. Listen, I have another call. Alright, just call me if anything happens, no matter how dumb it seems, okay? And swing by when you can. It's not paranoia if you are right. Kind of, right? Like, if everything always happens at the same time, I feel it's kind of, warranted. I will. Thank you. See you. I put my phone away, exhale, and blankly stare in front of me. Christ. I glance at my reflection in the window. Just look at this idiot. Whenever the situation requires me to dress formally, I still feel a bit like a child cosplaying as an adult. Or we could be one of the more anarchy ones. Like we could be a... No, we're not a Giovanni because we're not part of their family. We're probably not the assassin ones. God, I don't know enough about all the different traditional vampire clans. We're definitely not gonna be a Sabbat one. Though that would be cool in its own right. Should have just followed the dress for the job you want advice, and continued dressing up like a trust fund kid who keeps partying on Brooklyn rooftops for years without a care in the world. It's only after a while that I realize the car is empty. Unnaturally so. I start feeling uneasy, but someone enters my peripheral vision. Okay, yeah, this is not... Uh-huh. Yeah, no, this is fine. I'm sure this person's just lost and wants to ask for the way, to the Statue of Liberty or something. She looks, I mean, this is fine. This is fine. And that's the last thing I consciously register. The world dissolved. Oh. You are never gonna guess it. Like, which clan I'm gonna be at? Ooh, probably not. Like, I mean... Let's see. My guess is it will be an Anarch one, probably. But we'll see, we'll see. When I come to, I'm out of the subway. Standing in a back alley I don't recognize. It's pretty dark. My eyes start adjusting and I try to figure out what happened. There's a gun in my hand. A faint silhouette at my feet. It's not moving. Somebody stands in front of me, covered in shadows. I can't fully make out her face, but she's staring at me with visible intent. She speaks. Her voice is raspy and androgynous, her tone hateful and mocking.
Aren't you a nasty one?
What is going on? Who are you?
Don't play coy.
My mind goes blank. I look at the ground. There's a body, riddled with bullet holes. And I recognize who it is. Was. The corpse belongs to Mike Antonoff, one of the double spiral whistleblowers. My source. He was just threatening to get back at me a few hours ago. Before I can feel even the tiniest bit of compassion, I face a terrible realization. They will think I'm guilty. Oh my god, am I guilty? How is this real? What have you done to me? What have you... You have done something to me, haven't you? Back in the subway. That was you, wasn't it?
A man is bleeding out at your feet and you're turning this around on me. Somehow?
I haven't done anything to him.
Again. Don't play coy. You knew him. He was mad at you. You started telling him sob stories about your situation. He wasn't having none of it. You got mad. Things escalated. He died.
This isn't true. It's plausible, but that doesn't make it true, or does it? This is just a nightmare. It doesn't even make sense. It must be a dream. And if it isn't, the person in front of me must be responsible. Oh my god, wait, no. It could technically be a... If it's a Sabbat one, we could be a... What they're called? A... La Sombra, because we learned that when they turn someone, they pick the ones with the highest, like who they respect in quotation mark out of humans, which they don't. And they strip them of everything to see if they crumble or not. So it could be a La Sombra. There's a faint voice in my head, screaming that it's her world, but I'm just living in it. What the fuck have you done to me?
Nothing yet, but I'll do what I can to get you locked up for life. This is a murder in the first degree with special circumstances.
Her detached voice and nonsensical tone only reassures me this can't be real. I refuse to believe it is. Before I even manage to think this through, I point a gun at her. If I did murder him... Oh, if I did murder him, you wouldn't be acting like that. You wouldn't be standing in front of me. You'd be running away, calling the police, begging for help, yelling that I'm a psycho.
Oh, you are a psycho. But I'm not a coward. I won't let you walk out of here alive.
This doesn't make a single lick of sense. Tears well up in my eyes. Why are you doing this?
Because sometimes one has to confront what they're really made of.
There's no two ways about it. She's gotta be nuts. Slowly but surely she starts walking towards me. Stop right there or I'll shoot.
Go on. It's the only way you can get off the hook, isn't it? The only way you can survive. But it will definitely prove you are the monster I claim you are.
What the fuck is this tone? So controlling, inauthentic, patronizing. I'm serious.
For your own sake, you'd better be.
She keeps getting closer. Maybe I did kill Antonov. Maybe I don't deserve to live. Maybe it's less tiring not to live. Maybe I should just let her take care of me. Maybe I will just wake up. Or maybe this insane reality needs to be rejected as violently as possible. Maybe a world that wants to destroy me deserves to be destroyed. She's right in front of me. It's now or never. On that choice, I will fill up my water bottle, and we get to decide. Wait, I can do a poll. Haha. Shoot? Question mark? Yes. No. We do a 1-minute poll. Murder! Hello. I hate you all. Of course the outcome was a 50-50. How's Red Dead Redemption? I heard great things about it. Let's just say I'm glad I bought it from Google and enjoyed the full refund when Stadia shut down. I heard good things about it as well. But, so it was a 50-50, but at least, hello, welcome in. I don't even know how to start to pronounce your name. I see Zok. But I see a lot of just shoot. Let's shoot. I had a lot of fun, definitely worth playing. It has been my story game in the last few weeks. Nice. Shoot. I close my eyes and squeeze the trigger. A loud bang echoes through the alley. I'm afraid to look at what I've done. I've been to a shooting range once and... a choco. Oh, in English pronunciation it's the closest. Also hi. Hello. Okay, E choco. Okay. I'll try to remember. If not, feel free to remind me. Welcome in. We started Shadows of New York. I have no clue. But I feel like we're either have just been or are about to be turned into a vampire. And I don't know what clan yet. I've been to a shooting range once and felt absolutely horrified by pistols. Such a small thing, but it can easily puncture a hole in the fabric reality is made of. Never knew I'd be able to use it against another human being. I'm so mad at developers of this game, but the music is nice background. Oh no. Do you not like the story, or... I've heard like good things about this. Like, after this we'll definitely play Reckoning, because I really enjoyed the first game, Coteries of New York. The very thought makes me want to puke.
You were right. You were a right choice, after all. I'm so glad. You haven't allowed yourself to break, but you've crossed the line I needed you to cross. There's a silent flame in you that could become an inferno if left unchecked. I sure hope it will.
Okay, she might actually just be a La Sombra. The fact of like, oh yeah, I will break you and then see if you actually break or if you like rise with the occasion. She's still alive. Her voice is coming from behind me. She puts her hand around my waist and her cold mouth touches my neck. I can feel my shirt getting violently torn off. I don't understand, but I'm too dazed to protest. Kinky. I mean, I don't quite get why our shirt needs to get off for her to bite our neck, but hey. I don't like the fact that they announced translations of this game in Studio Native's language and not delivered, but also tried to act like they never shared the new... Okay, that is kind of stupid. What languages do we have? We have English, Français, Portuguese, Russian. Where's the studio from? Poland. Oh, yeah. That's weird. That's weird then. Because you would assume it wouldn't be that difficult, right?
That was your final test. Congratulations. You have proven yourself worthy.
I can feel something sharp sliding into my neck. Look at that picture. Hell yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with playing it, just mad at their attitude. Yeah, definitely. What does the shadow look like? The axe from the Axeman? I don't know. I know what you mean though. This is great art. I love this. This art is amazing. Also, I guess it explains why she needed to tear our shirt, because she somehow bites at the bottom of our neck. I love the art in this game. It's not too painful, just startling. Think, a doctor pushing a needle into your vein without a proper warning. Do you? Hello, Lofty. Do you as well? Then it hits me. Thank you for the hat pad, Lofty. Pure bliss. The dopamine receptors I've considered completely fried until now suddenly recover and start bombarding me with pleasure I've never known before. I finally let the tears go. They come flooding. They've been waiting for years. It's such a relief. Is it raining? I feel like I'm in the middle of a deluge at least. Deluge? Something like that. Doing alright? Nice. Had a shower just now, just chilling? Hell yeah. Washing away all of my fears, all of my sorrows, all of my anger, all of my pain, all of my ego. I become one with the world and the woman behind me. She's holding me tight, making me feel like the only important thing in this world. Everything else blurs. I feel something intense towards her, something I've never felt before. Is this love?
I hope it is. This is not you. This is a familiar, cynical voice in the back of my head. But it's okay. I never felt particularly fond of me anyway. Because she asked if it's raining while being outside in the rain. New York, you're perfect. Oh, please don't change a thing. He who laughs in the shadows always has the last laugh. I don't know if that's true. That doesn't even make sense. Hallelujah. Praise be. When everything is cliche, nothing is. Isn't that the ever-distant utopia I've been chasing all along? People on the other trains. I hope you're doing fine. God, shut up. Just enjoy it. You finally understand. She's making love to me. She's giving birth to me. She's burying me. I'm pretty sure I've been dead for a while. Pretty sure I could stare at my own corpse in her hands from a distance. For a moment. Somehow. Batman definitely ain't laughing. No, Batman is not laughing. But also Batman isn't in New York. Batman is in Gotham City. And then, I'm alive again. She lifts her mouth from my neck. No. Wait, I taste blood in my mouth. Was I drinking her blood? I realized that whatever it was, it's over and I have to bask in the afterglow while I still can. I also immediately understand that I'm going to chase this fleeting feeling for the rest of my existence. Finally, she lets out a whisper which concludes the ceremony. No matter what happens next, don't forget, you're a monster. But you were lucky enough to be born into a world of monsters, so don't you ever mourn that fact. Embrace it. Nice. Once again, I find myself in Big Bead Burger. Familiar sounding surroundings, faces I recognize. Mood. Same as it ever was. Still, I process it in an entirely different way. It all frustrates me now, or more precisely makes me frustrated with myself. It's like I'm clinging to the remnants of a cocoon I've outgrown. I never understood how people go out in little clothing in the night. It's so cold. Well, maybe they leave or like they go out earlier and they just run around with like little clothes. Also, like in summer, it's not that cold outside, even at night. Damn, wait, did we change? This is not how we looked before. Yeah. Oh my god. So we became more of a rebel now because we're smoking and we're wearing a torn shirt. And we look so angry at the world now. Ugh. It's the same with these cigarettes. I don't need them anymore, so why do I keep holding on to them? Fucking hell, it's like I refuse to accept that I'm something better than I used to be. Rebel, or just having a bad day. Yeah, also possible. A vampire. Just 2 nights ago, I met Karen. She embraced me by which... Okay, this is so funny that it's Karen. Because in the first game, we played Karen but with a K. So, this is hilarious. She embraced me, by which I mean turned me into a kindred. She calls herself my sire, and me her child.
We know all of this, but let's read it anyways. Embrace. How a vampire turns their human prey into a fellow vampire. For whatever reason. Like most things, the details are a bit more gruesome than whatever romanticized images Hollywood has shoved down everyone's throats over the years. Unless you think total linksingenation, followed by the replacement of your vital bodily fluids by someone else's. Sounds romantic. Kindred, a term of fellowship among vampires. Thought to have been... Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Thought to have been coined after an anarch uprising of some sort, but the Camarilla doesn't talk about that much. Sire. The one who makes you a bloodsucker. A vampire's name for parent. Mine was Karen. Child. What a sire calls his or her vampire progeny. When they're being naughty. Sort of like when an exhausted mom calls their kid by their first name. Also tends to be the go-to when somebody feels like they're out of arguments and need to make their seniority known. Plural form is childer. I would say bless you, but if I recall correctly, holy damage is super effective on vampires. That is false. They actually don't give a shit about that. At least not in this world. Last night, she taught me the basics of survival. Drinking blood, manipulating humans, bending steel, controlling shadows. We are a La Sombra. Hell yes. Is it all true in D&D and Pathfinder? You guessed right? Yeah. Yeah. Who's La Sombra? So La Sombra is one of the evil ones. La Sombra is also one of the ones that you get to play in Bloodlines 2. They are part of the Sabbat. And they are very elitist. They really don't like humans. But when they do kind of take a liking to someone and plan to turn them, or embrace them, I guess, let's use the proper terminology. They, also, was it a woo or a who, La Sombra? I went with who. They ruin their life. They take everything from them to see if they struggle or crumble. I meant woo, yeah, okay, I realized that. But yeah, they are vampires who also have no mirror image. They cannot be recorded, and at least in the newer edition, they cannot use a smartphone or any electronic device properly. Or have very much struggle. And is it true in D&D and Pathfinder? Yes. In D&D and Pathfinder, they are... there is no holy damage, but like there is like good damage or like healing magic, and they take extra damage from that usually. So yes. But this is World of Darkness, not Pathfinder or D&D, so the rules are different. Tonight, I expected more lessons. Instead, she just told me to go out and enjoy myself. What's the catch? I asked, to which she responded, I might kill you if you prove to be a disappointment. There are a few rules. I have to uphold the Masquerade. I can't contact anyone I knew as a human. I can't let anyone realize I'm not human anymore. I can't embrace anyone, and so on. Are we sure we're a La Sombra? Are we a good kind of La Sombra? I love the idea of healing magic dealing damage to the undead. It's kind of silly. But yeah. It's like they have negative hit points. And they don't want it to go to 0. Otherwise, I'm free to do whatever I want. But for some reason, the first thing I did was come back here. Old habits die hard. The Masquerade, a systematic secrecy of vampires built to conceal our world. Hello, Neil. Hello, Raiders. Hello, everyone. I can type. Ooh, playing Repo. Nice. How did it go? Hope you had a good time. Hello. Hi, I'm Urs. I play video games, mostly role-playing games. Currently we're playing / reading Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York. We've just turned into a vampire. And we are Ella Sombra, for those who know World of Darkness. We died a lot. It was fun. Hello, Karen. Hello. I think that's how... I know it's not how you pronounce it, but how I would probably always pronounce it. Because that's how it's written, and I'm someone who looks at words the way they're written. But fun is the most important. Oh, did I not? Wait, did you not what? Thank you. All good. That was perfect as far as I heard. Hell yeah. Thank you. But yeah, we are playing this because we're, I don't know, I guess currently on a like vampire kind of like a binge. We're playing Vampire the Masquerade. Honestly, we might pick up in October Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 and just play it. There will be a kind of like vampire break in October because spoopy month and all of that. Which technically I could just keep playing Vampire because it is kind of spoopy, but But yeah. We also lolwood. I'm not stopping streaming, I'm just playing other games. And yeah, we just started Shadows of New York. It's the second game in a basically trilogy, I think. Taking a break from Vampire in spoopy month is crazy. The moment I said it, I was like, the fuck? How does that make sense? But you know, we'll see. We will be reading though on Sundays. We will be reading Goosebumps books. One book a week. You just said in October we will be Vampire Masquerade 2. Next sentence, we will not be playing Vampire in October. Yeah, it comes out in October. But we will probably not be playing it instantly. But also I kind of want to see what like people think of the game to begin with. But yeah, we're playing because Pathfinder 3, there is no Pathfinder 3. You gotta embrace the subversion and only play wholesome games in October. Oh my god, and go back to vampires right after. Play like Hello Kitty and like shit like that during October. It's like no one would expect it, no one does it. God, okay. So I know this is like far off of like I don't know if it could maybe count as like a role-playing game, like Far-Fetched. A game that I really loved as a kid and that I feel would be difficult to get running is Lego Island. I loved Lego Island. And I don't know why I just thought about that. Maybe because like wholesome and kids things. Lego Island, yeah. It's good. It's fun, at least in my head, in my memories. I mean, I played it like what, 26 years ago, give or take, maybe a bit, like no, like less long ago, but yeah, Lego Island, it ran. I mean, you know, I didn't know better, so maybe. I don't know if I ever finished it, because towards the end you have to finish a race, and I wasn't good at it. But I played through the game up to that point multiple times. I loved it. It's very fun. Anyways, the Masquerade. The systematic secrecy of vampires built to conceal our world from humankind, in order to protect us. Essentially, the Masquerade is our shield against the fear and ignorance of human beings. Make no bones about it, if the vast majority of people ever learned we exist, we would be hunted to extinction. But yeah, you know, Lego Island would be like one of those like fun, silly games. Hey, dip. Apparently they decompiled it and made it a browser version. Ooh, nice. Karen is probably watching me from somewhere even now. The way I understand it, tomorrow she is supposed to introduce me to the Camarilla, a local society of vampires. The big boys and girls in town, the largest vampire sect I know of, plays well with mortals, or rather plays mortals like a fiddle. Manipulative and rigid in structure, almost feudal, really. There's a prince involved? No joke. Heavily invested in maintaining the Masquerade and other so-called traditions, which helps the two previous points. Are we sure that we're in La Sombra? That's weird. That's very, very weird. Turns out they are the ones who have been systematically ruining my life lately. All a part of some secret evaluation that I barely passed. Just imagining the reach they have makes me dizzy. Maybe you're basic La Sombra for now until we get more deep later. I don't know. I don't know. After they destroyed the old me that I barely cared about, Karen rebuilt me anew. On one hand, her test left some scars that will take time to heal. On the other hand, maybe I should just be grateful. I'm snapped out of my thoughts by a sudden scream. Some douchebag yelling about his french fries not being salty enough. I think this is my cue to leave. Permanently. Goodbye, BBB. I hope I never see you again. I'm destined for greater things, you see. Okay. There is retributive justice. A meaty bully and his unfortunate victim. Probably shouldn't interfere, but what better chance could I find to test what I've become? Dance macabre. Time to swing a little more than on the devil's dance floor, and the club beckons. Or the risk of swiping right. This Tinder addict smells like A, a bit of loser, B, a wannabe intellectual, and C, a perfect source of nourishment. Oh no, are we gonna be mean to like Nerd Boy? Are we gonna be mean to Nerd Boy, go clubbing, or be retribution? You know what? Bruh, you gotta suck the Tinder. Bruh, I don't know. I don't know if I wanna. Start a fight. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I feel like we have to, like, deal with a meathead bully. Let's test what I've become. Two men are facing each other in a dark back alley. One of them stands with his back against the wall, his chest heaving as he's struggling to catch his breath.
People, anybody out there? I'm being robbed.
Oh, he's a goon. Okay, sure. A brawny, rugged guy who's yelling as metal staircases, with a theoretical incredulity in his voice. He's yelling at metal staircases, okay. With a lively step, he dances around an older man who's having trouble finding his footing.
What is this bullshit? Oh, so now you can talk. Good. Because I'm dying to hear what you did with my wallet, Holmes. What wallet? I've no idea what you're talking about.
The goon starts prancing around like a Muay Thai boxer. He's smiling, but his eyes send a clear message. You're cornered, buddy. Don't even try to pull a fast one on me.
Come on, oh boy. You may be able to trick an average Joe on the streets with your act, but a fighter recognizes a fighter. It's like an animal thing. It's an instinct thing. You've got some moves on you. You're like shit. You're like a blind mamba. Lightning fast reflexes.
He starts shadowboxing for a moment. The man's definitely got energy to spare.
However, I'm like a king cobra. You've met your match. Two apex predators now locked in battle.
Can you do all three, or is it one per playthrough? I don't know.
So you're seeing snakes? That would explain something.
Before he's able to finish, a sucker punch knocks the air right out of his lungs. The old man slides down the wall. Before he can let out a groan, he's interrupted by a brutal kick to the chest.
That's what I'm talking about. A fighting spirit, even when you're cornered. Take a seat. Breathe. Deep breath. Collect your thoughts before you speak up again. Remember where you put my wallet now? I'm pretty sure you broke my rib. An eye for an eye, a rib for ribbing. Biblical punishment. It's only fair, homie. Homie? Fair. At least admit that this is a mugging. Wallet my ass. Still in denial? Okay, let's say I'm about $1,000. Give me $6,000 and I'll let you walk away relatively unharmed.
What do you call it if you kill your best friend? Excuse me, what? Homicide. I love it. Okay, that's a good one. I like that one.
Homie?
Also, who's supposed to just carry around fucking $6,000?
So, you admit it? Admit what? This is not about proper compensation. This is a robbery. Look, buddy, this is the beginning to bore me. Unless you want me to go all Anderson Silva on your ass, give me what I want. Anderson Silva? Yeah, Anderson Silva, a flying knee meeting your solar plexus. The man, the myth, the legend. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Thai boxing, Western combined into a single fighting style that can only be described as straight-up murder. I've been studying the glorious singularity that is Anderson Silva. For years, every move I have I owe to him. So if you don't want this snake to turn into a deadly spider, show me the money, honey. Summer 2013, Las Vegas. Huh? Watched it live. On pay-per-view. Weirdman saw through all of Silva's tricks, whooped his ass, broke his spirit, showed him for a fraud he is. The man hasn't been the same ever since. All the empty showboating, all out taunting, drunk on his own Kool-Aid. Jesus, of course you idolize him, asshole.
For a good minute, the goon silently looks down at the whimpering man at his feet, chewing on his lower lip. When he finally speaks up, his voice betrays an intent to kill.
You know what, homeboy? Screw the money. This is a matter of honor now. My thoughts exactly.
He raises his fist.
We've got ourselves a mixed martial artist expert, huh? For your own sake, I hope you can't back that talk with some self-defense skills. Homie!
Salo, we'll go early bed. Have a good night. Have a good night, Salo. Mwah. Kiss on the forehead. Love you too. Take care. Bye-bye. This is pathetic. That's enough. This is pathetic. Or take a chill pill. No, this is just pathetic. Boosting your self-esteem by beating up an injured old geezer. God damn, you're pathetic. He jumps at the sound of my voice, turns my way in the blink of an eye, and immediately assumes the combat stance. His reflexes are sharp. Looks like he has at least this much to back up all his bravado. Wannabe Anderson Silva's face betrayed utterly confusion upon seeing me. He's got no idea how I managed to sneak up on him. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be able to explain it myself. It felt like I became one with the shadow, with the darkness, my pure consciousness traversing a dusky dreamscape, jumping from one shadow to another as if they were different trains of thought. I think of some experiences I've had with psychedelics. Every blink an adventure was outside of this alley. Blink, I was above the alley. Blink, now I'm in front of the sky. And he pisses me off. The older man slumps down. Looks like he was trying his best to keep it together and gave up once the cavalry arrived. The goon regains his composure and barks at me in an overly gruff way.
Who the hell you sneaking around here for, chica? Move along. This is between men.
Not anymore. His fist turns towards me.
I'm serious. And an equal opportunity ass kicker.
I respond to the threat with the brightest, most innocent, virginal smile I can put on. So you're into shadowboxing, huh? Something comes over me. I can feel the darkness embracing me, whispering sweet nothings in my ear, pumping me up for what's to come. Low spinning sweep. The best smile I can muster, and then it's that illustration. Low spinning sweep. I've always wanted to try this. I zoom in, duck below his fist and sweep him off his feet with a powerful roundhouse kick. It's probably the dumbest, flashiest thing I could have done, but I'm feeling more confident than ever. He flies into the air, only managing not to fall because of the wall behind him. I know what he's thinking. I should have blocked it, and he absolutely should have. But instead he just flailed his arms helplessly, as if he suddenly found himself in front of an oncoming train. a primal expression of fear that suddenly and completely took him over. I don't know how I look right now, but judging by his expression, my best guess is like the gaping maw of some primordial beast was the word I was missing. I follow up the surprise attack with another punch to the solar plexus, or at least my nearest estimate. Once again, the effect terrifies even myself. Looks like my hunch was correct, and I hit the right spot. He falls to the floor, whining like a wounded animal, tears streaming down his face. I let him collect himself a bit, and then grab him by his chin. Learn to choose your battles, homeboy.
Let me go! For Christ's sake, just let me go!
I kick him in the direction of the alley entrance. He staggers off, quickly disappearing from my sight. I check on his victim. Looks like he's conscious.
Wow, you whooped his ass, go.
But hasn't noticed anything out of order. Good. I was getting worried I might have overdone it a bit. The woman did say that keeping a low profile will be crucial if I want to survive. You're right. Need help. He manages to stand up. His smile is strained, but it suggests he's fine, or at least trying his best to seem fine.
No, you gave me all the help I needed and some. Thank you, miss. What's your name?
Jessica.
Thanks, Jessica. I was worried for a second. But this asshole Spark was worse than his bite. He's probably in worse shape than me now. I guess that counts as a victory. I'd better be going. My wife is probably worried sick, but before that, if there's anything I could do to repay you.
Wallet, please. Where to celebrate? I want to celebrate tonight. Where would you go if you were me?
Celebrate, huh?
First thing that comes to your mind. I want to feel alive. Times Square? Times Square? Jeez, get the fuck out of here with that tourist bullshit.
I came here a few weeks ago myself, still haven't managed to see it, and I always wanted to. In the movies it always seems so full of life, so...
Not so full of life at this time of the day, of the night, and not that interesting in general. Although, I think you just helped me come up with an idea.
Glad to hear that. Take care, will ya?
You too. Avoid shady spots. Next time, I probably won't be able to bail you out. There he goes. Avoid shady spots, huh? Glad I no longer have to abide by that my own advice. No more worrying about being out after midnight. No more feeling uneasy whenever I spot a shady asshole across the street, ever. Oh, could start jogging in Central Park after midnight now. Not that I need to. The future is looking bright. Okay. Do we go and suck Tinder Nerd, or do we go dancing? Do we go with Nerd Boy or clubbing? But I'm not a big club goer, so let's Tinder swipe right with the nerd. He lowers his eyes awkwardly, thinking how to proceed with the rant. Sala wanted to see the Tinder guy. Feels wrong to do without him. Teehee. Too late. He can watch the VOD.
So, it's like the conversation isn't really smooth, yeah?
love how he's just some dude.
It's like I keep throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks, but nothing seems to stick for long. You understand, yeah?
Oh my god, he is horrible. Oh, jeez. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's really this lack of, context that's killing me about online dating. It's bad enough when a few photos and a single sentence are all you have to rely on when starting a conversation, yeah? But when a cosmic miracle finally happens, and she's actually willing to keep replying to you, and she's actually down to meet up eventually, and you're out there sitting with her, and after 90 minutes you still don't have that shared context, just no clue whatsoever. It's just like, take me out and put a bullet in my head and put me out of my misery.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So it's just...
Thank you, Virgil. Thank you, Virgil the Nimbler. Thank you, thank you. Hello, welcome in. There we go. This is better. There we go. He looks dead inside. I mean, he probably is. Not as much as we are, though.
So it's just one of those dates, and it's like we've been sitting here for ages, and the only thing she has a prolonged interest in is getting as hammered as possible. Just one drink after another. And the more drunk she is, the more familiar
Hello, Lotus.
she's getting. It's these little things, you know, touching my upper arm after each joke, her arm around my shoulder, or jokingly punching my waist. This escalation is subtle, but steadily. In addition, one recurring topic appears, and that is all the cool shit she has and wishes she could have shown me. Oh, too bad it's all back in her apartment.
Hello. Wait, can I just... Okay, let's go too fast. No, let's go too fast so I can scroll up earlier.
Well, that's when it hits me. She just wants to sleep with me.
This happens with Tinder. No way. Uh-huh. I feel so bad that we can't just keep going. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, cool story, bruh. Yeah, sorry dude, but like, you don't get more attention from me than uh-huhs. What is this game? It's Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York. You're such a good listener. It's in the title. It should also be under this stream. It's the second visual novel. The first one is Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. We finished that one like, what, 3 weeks ago, I think? And now we started Shadows of New York, and after this one comes Coteries. No, Reckoning of New York. The art style, immaculate. The story is fun and nice. Oh yeah, it's well, it's based on the World of Darkness role-playing game, Vampire the Masquerade, but it is a visual novel. Yes. So, like, these are all the choices that you'll see me do. I knew. So, I assume that that's a typo, but it's a hilarious one. But yeah, this is a visual novel, so this is because Sundays I do reading streams. And, well, this is effectively reading, and we're kind of on a, like, vampire streak right now, so we're like, yeah, you know, if it's for Sunday. You know what I mean. I do know what you mean, don't worry about it. It's just like, you know... Oh, you didn't even write it with... I just read it with a double O. you're good. This was my dirty mind. Anyways,
Yeah, well, eventually we both run out of ideas for topics that could potentially be interesting to the both of us. So I'm just like, yeah, I'd sure love to see all that crap in your apartment.
Bruh, no way are you the type to get fucking, like, so popular and invited to every girl's apartment that you've met on Tinder. What the shit? No way. And it keeps happening. Like, oh my god, always, all the time. No.
So we go over there, and it's an admittedly pretty nice apartment. Like, nothing too fancy, but I can tell her dad is the kind of asshole I'd like to punch in the face if I ever meet him. Know what I mean?
He's telling a lie, he gets no bitches.
So she guides me to the kitchen and makes me some tea, a rare Indian blend. Forgot what it was 5 minutes later. Then she excuses herself and goes to the bathroom and doesn't come back. 10 minutes later, I ran out of tweets to read and become a little concerned. I start looking around. The first thing that catches my eye is the kitchen table. The table is surprisingly large, and it's covered in neatly arranged documents, like some connect the dots investigation board, mafia conspiracy kind of thing. Initially, I take interest. It takes me 20 seconds to process what it is. Her entire mental health history sorted chronologically, with all the juicy stuff neatly underlined in color, and I mean entire. It's all there. A detailed description of her fucked up household situation over the years. Anxiety, ADHD, bouts of depression, suspicions of schizophrenia, severe BPD, some weird psychosexual stuff with her brother. I keep reading and remember what I said about throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks. I'm dead certain that's how her shrinks went about diagnosing her. She finally comes out of the bathroom like an hour.
She's having all the skills unlocked, yeah.
Like an hour after she went in. At this point, I've read all of the shit on the table 3 times. Not just the stuff she's highlighted for my convenience. And I feel like right now I understand.
Okay, I swear to God. Even fast is too slow, so we'll go too slow and just hope that it allows us to read in time.
I understand her better than, like, someone who's read Crime and Punishment understands Raskolnikov. And I'm not happy about that, like, at all. You know what I mean? She walks in with a cheerful hi, I respond with a slick, oh good. She nods, does this weird finger gun thing, and chuckles. I pretend I've been doing work-related stuff on my phone the whole time. The small talk starts. A minute in, she casually picks up one of the documents on the table and she starts doing these super obvious body language cues that are like, oh no, how did this get here?
Hello, Jim. Hello. We apparently Tinder matched with some dude who is a bit nerdy and just is telling us about his last Tinder date for some reason. About him, like, with a mentally ill person. I don't know. Also, we're La Sombra, who somehow is part of the Camarilla, apparently. Like, this is our first night out, and we haven't met, like, the prince yet. Is it the same as last time? No, so this is the second, game in the trilogy. But yeah, it's very weird. Like, we're definitely La Sombra because they kicked us down to 0, took everything, and then we're like, okay, here, you passed the last test by trying to shoot me with a gun. You're welcome. You're one of us now. But apparently, again, we're, like, somehow in the Camarilla, so I don't know how that one works.
I'm practically dying inside, but I put on my cool face and make it look like I'm not here. Sorry, gotta reply to my boss. Yeah, he's working 24/7, psycho motherfucker, yeah. Ah.
Would be fun as hell date cool as side quest. So our sire is a good La Sombra? Baby? Like, we have not really heard much or seen much of her. Like, she stole us out of a, like, subway. Had us wake up in front of a dead body with a gun in hand. It was like, okay. And apparently tonight is the first night out where we get to do stuff. Wait, this would be a cool-ass side quest where you just get to listen to a dude ramble about the last, like, crazy bitch he picked up, like, on Tinder? I don't know. I would have left, probably.
She slowly collects all the documents, puts them away, and then nonchalantly asks me something about Tame Impala while I'm feeling crushed by all the kinds of trauma I've just learned about.
Yes, imagine. I don't wanna.
The apartment starts feeling a little like a coffin. All of a sudden she picks up a kitchen knife and starts playing with it. With this zoned out stare. I'm fucking mortified. So what do you think I did?
You fucked her? You slept with her?
Of course I slept with her. That's how the worst 6 months of my life began, and I couldn't even say I didn't see it coming. God, I'm such a slut. Is he sure that I...
Hello, Bram. I did no such thing. Would. Well, I'm a therapist, so I listen to crazy shit all the time. Oh, my condolence. Also, I hope just Virgil is okay. Because, like, calling you, like, by your title, Virgil the Nibbler, feels like, you know, a bit long-winded. This is a first date on Tinder. Who... I'm sorry, I'm no expert, but, like, who does that? It goes like, hey, so, like, I know we've only talked online maybe a bit. Like, let me tell you about how I met, like, a crazy girl who, like, checks all the checkboxes on, like, the, like, fucking psychosis bingo. It's like, yeah, you know, let me tell you about this. First date, you know, Nimble the therapist. He leans back and groans while hiding his face behind his palms. Also calling yourself a, like, slut? Like, it's like, what? I look at his neck. Every vein seems so visible and impossibly alluring. At least buy me dinner first, jeez. Yeah, right. I mean, we all have our baggage. I mean, yeah, but we don't need to unload it on every person we meet for the first time. I don't think I ever looked at anyone's neck like that. Let's be more accepting. I mean, you know, I will. Just, I'll never see him again after. I realize I feel insanely thirsty.
Damn. I know.
You sure took a turn. Years ago when this rant began, it was about continental philosophy.
What? Sorry, can you say that again?
Are we Julia? We are Julia. And we're hot. We do smoke, which is, you know, cutting a lot of points off. He's pretty drunk, barely able to focus on anything but his current train of thought. Just what was I hoping for? Just what I was hoping for. Years ago, when this... Never mind. Listen, it's stuffy in here. I want to go out. Get some fresh air.
You haven't touched your drink.
I mean, I would if I could. No more alcohol from me. Why do we have a bowl cut? I don't know, because the 90s called? and they want their hair back? I don't fucking know. We're a fan of Nana, maybe? Well, I would say smoking isn't hot. It's hotter than vaping. I find nothing hot about smoking, and vaping looks just as stupid. But the only advantage vaping has over smoking is that it doesn't look as that it doesn't smell as shitty when you do it. Well, as soon as you stand somewhere near a smoker, like somehow the smoke, I swear to God, the smoke is like non-smoker detected over there, hunting down right now. Like every fucking time. It's wild. Like, I swear, if I ever have a kid, they will not be able to hide from me that they've been smoking. Because I smell that shit instantly on someone's clothes. Mostly because my mom smokes, my brother smokes, my stepdad smoked. And like, most of my coworkers smoke. So, you know. As a smoker, I indeed love passing near non-smokers and just fuck with them. God, I was last year in, I think, October, oh god, that was almost a year ago, wow. I went to a concert, and while I was standing in line outside the venue, people behind me or in front of me started smoking. I was so close to just ask them to kindly just fuck off to the side and not smoke in a fucking queue with people in front and behind of them. But the thing is, smokers think they're entitled to just smoke everywhere and stink up the whole place. You just came back from Amsterdam, the smell was something else. I really don't like smoking. At my board game nights, there's some smokers that take like 2 smoke breaks during those 3 hours. So you have the constant smoke. Only 2 smoke breaks in 3 hours, that's like nothing, I feel. Like, that's very, very little. Yeah, I need to change how I'm sitting. Yeah. Okay, this is not better for my back, but it's better for me, so I don't care. Too many in the middle of... Yeah, too many for, like, during games, for sure. But, no. This one's not mine. I mean, some dude brought it for me, but I don't want it. He scans the room with a death stare, looking for the guy who did it, not realizing his best chance of finding him is in a mirror. Then he drinks like a half of my glass at once while looking around as if he was hoping to prove his dominance over an unseen enemy.
Okay, after you.
Walking across a mostly empty street. He's focused on keeping upright and walking in a straight line. I'm focused on finding a spot where I can drink him up. Especially because they probably smoke before and after. Oh, 100%, yes.
You seem like bad news.
Oh yeah? So why don't you just leave me alone?
Determinism, I guess.
I roll my eyes. That's when I notice it. A deep, underlit stairwell. Why is it stairwell and not staircase or something? That's stupid. I hate English. Stupid English. I look around and realize there's no one around. This is my chance. I immediately yank him downstairs. This guy looks like Otakon. I mean, he looks like just regular, nerdy, kind of, like, you know, doesn't work in IT. Or if he does, he, like, got definitely, like, fashion tips from somewhere. Like, he's definitely, like, a weird nerd. It's almost pitch black, but I can still see his face. He doesn't seem shocked. It's more like awkwardness.
Now, listen, it's not that I never wanted to do this sort of thing in public. Quite the opposite. It's just that I need a certain degree of comfort to perform at optimal levels.
Poor dude. Yeah. Oh, shut up. I sink my fangs inside of his neck as he whimpers and becomes silent. Finally. That's what I've been waiting for the past hour. Oh god, no, we had to listen to his rambling for an hour? Oh, I start to smoke where there are no smokers. They can smell that shit like a superpower. Yeah. He relaxes in my arms, and I relax with him. It's like all the drinks I had to deny myself until now are hitting my head all at once, with no unpleasant side effects. Maybe I'm confusing it with another guy. It's the... I think the bite of the Giovanni hurts. If I remember correctly. Because the downside of the La Sombra is that they cannot use electronic devices. It's not a superpower, just a strong smell if you aren't exposed to it constantly. Yeah. Mirrors, yeah. But in like it's mirrors, cameras, and in newer editions, because I looked it up when I looked up Bloodlines 2 and like the La Sombra. In the newer edition, they also cannot properly interact with touchscreens. And like most electronic devices around them just misfunction, which is hilarious. Which means like stuff like motion sensors will not work with them properly, so the amount of times that you're like this super vampire and you just run into a like door that's supposed to open because it doesn't pick you up. Yeah, and you need to have like, you know, a Nokia phone probably, so you have the keys. It's amazing. I feel radiant. I don't want this moment to end. But it has to. I drop his body onto the floor and lick the wound closed, just the way she taught me. His pulse is faint but steady. He reeks of booze. If anyone finds him, there should be no suspicions. As I walk up the stairwell, I insert a finger into my mouth and try to sense my fangs. Oh, dice. It seems they really are retractable. Well, that's handy. The hunger pangs are gone. I rub my hands around my body. I feel comfortable, hopeful, happy. Can't remember the last time I enjoyed life like this. Now, let's keep this party going. Ooh, look at us, going to some weird-ass random skyscraper and sitting at the edge. Definitely what I would hate doing. Because there's no railing, no anything. If you put me somehow in this position, I might just faint or become like stiff as a stick. Because I would shit my pants. I have too much of a fear of like falling to like go through shit like this. Wow. What a night. The shot is amazing. Like, this doesn't do anything for me because it's a drawing. I do parkour, so I would do this for free. Oh god. I watched Times Square from above. It's beautiful. Never thought this place could make me emotional, to be honest. But here I am, feeling deeply moved. Who would have thought? And just a ciggy is, nice. I mean, hey, like, it's your body. The only issue that I have with, like, cigarettes is that you annoy other people with it. Okay. Did a Google. A stairwell is the whole space that includes the staircase. A staircase includes the railing, and such things. A stairway is just the stair. What the fuck? Okay. And then there's the stairs. Wait, no, the stairway is just the stairs. The staircase includes the railing, and the stairwell is every. Oh, Jesus. The thing is, I might just remember this, because this is like random fucking trivia, and I'll now just, I guess, have this. That one guy I saved from a beatdown will probably get bored of this place 5 minutes after an obligatory selfie, although I guess one's enjoyment of these sites depends a great deal on one's perspective. That's some interesting stuff. Yeah. Kind of, but also it's like, oh my god, English, why? In any case, I'm glad he gave me the idea. Getting up here was surprisingly easy, all things considered. Took more thought than physical effort. Earlier tonight I started experimenting with this body's limit. I realized I can jump over small buildings and climb steep walls with ease now. Damn! We must be a pretty high, low generation if we can jump over fucking buildings. And my whole perception of space has shifted. Yeah, we definitely are not just a run-of-the-mill low, high generation, low-as vampire. What the fuck? Also, where do you find low, small buildings in fucking New York? Isn't it all just skyscrapers there? What does she mean she can jump over small skyscrapers? I planned a scenic route across the rooftops. I did my best to avoid attracting attention, just as I was told. I stayed in the shadows as much as humanly possible. We're for real level 100 boss. Yeah, I mean, feels like it. Except we're still, just nobody. Somehow. I spot a drone from afar. For a second I feel uneasy, but I remember what she told me. Machines won't get a clear view of me anymore. Camera footage, photos, it's all glitched out or blurry. We're definitely the Sombra, yes. Wouldn't take it for granted if I didn't try to catch my reflection earlier on. I couldn't see my face clearly, not in the mirror, not even in a puddle. My face was like one of Dali's clocks. She told me to keep a low profile regardless. Someone might take note and track you down. She didn't care to elaborate, but it didn't sound encouraging. You don't get to pick a clan. It just starts with your life going down to shit. But it didn't sound encouraging. Suddenly, it hits me that I might never be able to see my own face again. I won't even be able to take care of my looks by myself. What about the long-term psychological effects? A knot of anxiety tightens in my stomach. Jesus, this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. What else is going to change? You just need a ghoul who's really good at art, who can draw a portrait of you in moments. And that way, if you try to style yourself, he just sketches you. It's like, okay, mistress, you look like this. It's like, I don't like this. You do a change, sketches again, mistress, now you look like this. I don't know why I did the gestures of holding up a picture because no one can see it, but hey, for Lonely Vampire, she's smart as fuck and thinks about stuff that matters. Not be hungry, go eat. I mean, to be fair, she's like relatively new, and most vampires in this are like much more smart, because if you're not smart, you die. These past few nights have been the best of my life. For years I was on a downward spiral, failing health, no future, a feeling of overwhelming powerlessness. I wonder what... Like, we have the friend Dakota. We have her mom. We have her dad. We have her mentor. Like, what's with all these ties to the human world? We don't know what happened, like, what they were told. I feel there's too much still going on. Then again, maybe she just vanished and, like, people were just like, well, things went to shit. Oh, no, I guess. Makes sense. Now, everything has been flipped upside down. Total paradigm. How the fuck are you supposed to... We have to kill our ties. Maybe. I feel I know the word. Paradigm. Paradigm. Of course. I mean, who the fuck ends a word with GM and is like, ah, yes, this is I'm. Cause why the fuck not? I was like, I knew this word. I just cannot bring it in my head right now. And a stair is just an individual step up. So in order for me to come home, I walk up 68 stairs, 4 stairways, 1 staircase, and 1 stairwell. Anyways, where were we? Flipped upside down, a total paradigm shift. A bad ending is no longer the only option. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. I forgot how that feels. Where it used to stand at mere seconds to midnight, the doomsday clock has been effectively turned off. A cold breeze brushes my cheek. As stupid as it sounds, I choose to read it as the world telling me to chin up. I can bend anyone to my will. I'm capable of superhuman strength. I'm a master of shadows. I can do anything. Tomorrow night, I will be introduced to my duties. If everything goes according to plan, I will become a New York City representative of Clan La Sombra. A vampire's family tree, specifically those sharing common blood. Imagine everyone who is your blood relative, everyone you can picture gathered around the table at Christmas, all sharing the same strengths and afflictions. Might be harder to visualize when you come from a big family, but you're still probably only picturing a few dozen people maximum. There are hundreds of vampires in any given clan, maybe more. Okay, interesting. So there are some La Sombra people who want to become part of the Camarilla. That's not a setting that I was expecting. Whoever they are, whatever that means, I have no idea what to expect. But tonight is tonight. I'm free. All my worries from a month ago feels like they belong to someone else. Finally. Things are looking up. Shadows of New York. Ooh. Oh my god, we're fucking back at BBB. Oh damn shit, it's March 2020. This is when COVID hit Europe. This is when home office started for me. Which was funny because at work, like I didn't work at that point yet on Friday. So I left on Thursday, and they were like, yeah, so like tomorrow we'll have like a test day for like to see if everyone can work from home. Like, you know, in case we have to do like home office things. And it seemed to have like worked well. So like my company was preparing already. And then like boom, Monday is like, oh yeah, by the way, no one's coming to the office. we'll do home office exclusively. Corona lockdown is in effect. I was like, well, I guess our like test day was like well placed and well timed because it was a weekend before the fucking like lockdown hit. Back at it again at the Big Beat Burger. Familiar sounds, familiar smells, familiar faces. No way in March 2020 are there people at BBB. Yet again, I'm recalling that night when everything finally seemed to change for the better. I mean, it's not like I wasn't expecting everything to go back to the old depressing normal. Even in the thick of it, the rational part of me recognized my state as temporary. But with these highs, there's always a hope it won't end, or maybe that an ego death will finally occur. Be satisfied, you stupid fucking bitch, I command you. Here's all the logical evidence for why you should be satisfied. Here's the obvious direction for your life, and here's the detailed explanation of how you should treat the people that care for you. No dice. I always fall back into the same old habits. It's like they were encoded deep in my DNA. The aimlessness, the powerlessness, the spiritual exhaustion. These goddamn fast food trips. The stupid fucking self-loathing, now amplified whenever I drink somebody's blood. Maybe I should just blame it all on the misfortune of my birth? You do this social climbing until you dissociate, and then you are just this untethered, constantly frustrated ball of dumb desires. Except I'm sort of immortal right now, and I need to figure out what to do next. I wanted this obscure Asian movie. I watched this obscure Asian movie once. Eli Lamar. What the fuck? Eli Lema Sabatani, starring Tadanobu Asano, one of the coolest guys in the world. He plays this Merzbow-like figure, a legendary noise musician. Let me read. There's this mysterious virus spreading around the world, causing despair and mass suicides. A rich CEO's granddaughter gets sick and longs to die, so he spends a fortune searching for the cure. Turns out, Asano and his friend, played by this violent onsen geisha guy, are traveling through Japan, searching the corpse-strewn towns and fields for any unique item that can produce beautiful sounds. As it turns out, the avant-garde walls of noise they create are able to heal the infected. The CEO begs the band to help, offering them all the money they want, but for some reason they refuse. Through a series of flashbacks, concerts, and vignettes, mystery unfolds. Eventually, we realize that Asano's music is not just a remedy, it's also a cause of the virus. Whenever it connects with people, they get this hunger for more extreme, more novel experiences. And eventually, they hit a wall. Nothing can satisfy them anymore. They lose their will to live. Not even the musicians are spared from this curse. They know the end will come sooner or later. The girl is saved by a mind-blowing concert, but the tragedy is merely postponed, not averted. The last shot of a Jesus-like Asano silently considering his role as savior and destroyer stayed with me. The form of the film is abrasive. Little to no narrative coherence. Some weird cartoonish creative choice, the Japanese noise soundtrack, the very freedom and hard to understand weave of themes. My singing also caused people getting suicidal thoughts. Oh no. Oh no. But at this point, movies like this are all that truly connect with me. I was gonna, like, you know, kind of compare it to K-pop Demon Hunters, but I guess yours is... yours is almost, like, also good comment to that. ... I'm the New York City representative of the La Sombra clan now, also known as the Night Clan. They're masters of shadows, who cast distorted reflections and make modern tech go haywire in the presence. Clan La Sombra. That's us, the Night Clan. Other kindred call us Magisters, Abyss Mystics, or Turncoats, if they want to drive home the fact that many La Sombras switched sects in recent years. The way Karen told this story, we used to be the brains behind the Sabbat. Pretty nasty group working in opposition to the Camarilla. They've since left for the Middle East, for the most part, but a sizable chunk of my clan opted out and changed sides. Traditionally, we were entrenched in the Catholic Church back in Europe, but not for mythical reasons. Our path was that of coercion and puppetry, so pulling the strings of important religious leaders was just a means to an end. The Night Clan is also borderline Dwarvian in their philosophy about embracing new members. Darvian, not Dwarvian. I can read. The shittiest period of my life was fully orchestrated by Karen in order to see if I was a good La Sombra material. They do not care for losers who just take it lying down. Then there's the dark. Still coming to grips with it, but apparently shadows aren't just absence of light to us. They're openings into some kind of hell, and we can wield them or even use them to contact the dead. The downside? We share a classic vampire feature that we don't even have clear reflections. This is also transferred to not playing well with cameras and by extension having issues dealing with technology in general. Interesting. I definitely heard something else when you said changing sects. I mean, understandable. Also, this must be, I mean, you know, new lore. I don't know when this game was from. But like 2020, 2021. But like, it's interesting that maybe it's new lore that the La Sombra left the Camarilla. Last year, a few months before I was embraced, the La Sombra had joined with the Camarilla, the biggest and most traditional sect in the vampire world. A group of vampires tied not by lineage, but by ideology. The two most notable examples are the Anarchs and the Camarilla. Unsurprisingly, these two are also in direct opposition and drifting further apart all the time. Really, if you are in a sect, you'd want your kind to be homosexual? Wait, what? You'd want your kids to be... Oh, nice, yeah. If you are in a sect, you'd want your kids to be homosexual. My god, the dead puns today. I love it. I absolutely love it. The two groups actually used to fight each other, but our leaders found some intel that made them reconsider their strategy, so they sent a diplomatic mission to parley with their historical enemies. Also, I love how the game is like, oh yeah, the two biggest, most known groups, the Anarchs and the Camarilla. Let's ignore the Sabbat. Let's screw the Sabbat as a sect. You know, who cares? The deal they got in Chicago was simple: an unlife for an unlife. For every La Sombra vampire allowed in the Ivory Tower, one La Sombra vampire has to meet their ultimate end. How does that make sense? Ivory Tower, another name for the Camarilla, usually used in a less official, occasionally derogatory context. I still remember the name of the woman who met her final death so I could begin my unlife. Her name was Hester Reed, a sworn enemy of the Camarilla, a guerrilla fighter who spent decades opposing them. A guerrilla fighter? I thought she was a vampire. Final death. Death for mortals is defined as the total cessation of all biological activities. Cessation? Cessation? Oh, words. But vampires, being undead, face two moments of dying. The first, when their mortal life ends, and the second, final one, when they truly cease to exist. Usually involves rapid decomposition of the body, up to and including turning to dust, if you're old enough. As if time has finally caught up with you. She was someone with far better principles than mine, from what I've gathered. Well, whoever she was, her execution by my sire served to convince the New York City elites to give us La Sombra a chance. Then, I set out to look for a mutually agreed upon candidate who'd become the clan's rep in the city. My sire searched for someone who gave the impression she was more than she appeared. The local court was looking for someone they could walk all over. After long negotiations, they decided I was a good compromise. They proceeded to systematically destroy my entire life just to make me show I was psychologically strong enough to join their ranks. The turncoat special, they called it. Somehow, I succeeded. And eventually, it led me right back to where it started. Where I started, not it started. Of course, the worst thing about dying as a vampire turning to dust is Queen making a song about someone chomping on you. Another one bites the dust. I stopped writing and put my pen down.
Will that be all?
Oh no, wait, shit. Okay, we remember her. I just don't remember her voice. She's she's one of the assassin ladies from the Prince. Will that be all? Is now her voice. And kind of calculating, kind of like impatient. Yes, Miss Duval. I hope you enjoy your stay in London. Oh, I very much doubt I will. Just like every cultured person, I think the only good Englishman is a dead Englishman. Thank God Solo isn't here. Then again, I think Solo isn't the only British person, so... Hey, I hope you don't take it personal. I don't mind the general Englishman. Fucked up serial killer, privileged scum, just get the hell out. Just get the hell out. Privileged scum, yeah. Must be nice, traveling the world and all that. Caracas, Mogadishu, Shanghai, the blood tastes the same anywhere you go. The biggest difference is that your duties become more of a hassle. Miss Duval, every word you uttered tonight just made you more punchable. That will be all. Tell Kadir I said hello and farewell. Safe travels. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, psycho. Oh well. I'm the lone La Sombra in this town, and my representational role means jack shit. No title, no perks, no whatever. Right now, I'm the court's gopher, doing all sorts of work nobody else will touch. My main duties? Being a sort of immigration officer. See, New York City is probably the biggest vampire travel hub in the USA, and definitely the biggest one in the East Coast. Almost every kindred arriving from Africa and Europe comes through here. The local Camarilla is nuts about bureaucracy and population control, so every vampire leaving or arriving in this town is supposed to check with me to inform me about their travels. Well, in theory at least. The VIPs play by the different rules. They take care of this stuff through connections and servants. But for the smaller fish, I'm like a vampire Statue of Liberty, the first bloodsucker every kindred coming to New York City should see. On paper, anyway. First, after the Prince, or Kadir, the Primogen Council, these things vary. Yeah, I'm a naturally traitorous La Sombra, so they still prefer being traditional and hands-on about these things. Prince. The kindred hierarchy of rule. Basically feudalism by another name. You have a prince at the top, Primogen beneath him or her, a sheriff who also answers to the prince, and so on. Matters are handled at secrets sanctuaries called Elysiums. Note, this structure applies at the city level. Beyond that, the Camarilla's organization gets absurdly Byzantine. Prince, where the buck stops, the big boss of a given domain, usually a city, these are the kindred you don't want to cross. Those who have secured and held their claim against all other contenders. Prince is a gender-neutral title for vampires. Hence, New York City's head honcho, Helene Panhard, also calls herself that. The Primogen Council. The prince's advisors, usually elders, though mostly the younger so-called Ancillas. The younger so-called Ancilla in New York City who represent the interest of the local kindred. Traditionally, each major clan, faction, or sect would be given a place on the council. This framework naturally favors the Camarilla, though anyone can bring grievances to a Primogen, not of their own clan. There are a few other rules governing who can become a Primogen, but recent decades have seen the old paradigms, we just had that word, paradigms, rapidly shifting. Locally, Prince Penard asks the council advice often, but it's no secret that she mostly uses the Primogen to confirm a course of action she's already made her mind up about. I like so far the pacing. I like the way that these are very more like written from our perspective. That's very nice. That's very nice. As I said at the end of the day, I'm just a gopher, and this work only serves to remind me I'm not quite in just standing at the gate. They haven't even given me an office. I just meet everyone in public places, such as coffee shops or this fast food restaurant. Some consider this an insult and lash out at me, but luckily most of them understand we're in the same boat. Only here because we're curs who need to be reminded of our place from time to time. Speaking of, my last client is 15 minutes late, and I still have more errands to run tonight. This is getting irritating. To be honest, I should just find some self-respect and leave. But I won't. My sorry upbringing left me with a stupid sense of responsibility. 10 more minutes pass. Eventually, an unfamiliar woman appears by the door. She tells someone to stand by the door and walks in. Ooh, she's mysterious and pretty. Long chestnut hair. Body stuck in her late teens by the look of it. A fashionable scarf covering most of her face. Elegant clothes. Dignified walk. Oh my god, she's a toreador. Mysterious and pretty mysterious. I signal her to sit in front of me, trying my best not to let my impatience show. She obliges. Let's just get this over. Let's just get on with it. No time for pleasantries. Name's Julia Savinsky. I hope you won't mind if I make it quick. I'm needed in Elysium. Name? I was thinking of that joke too. Well done. Elysium, a courthouse for vampires or a designated peaceful place we can go to seek resolution. Often hidden in plain sight, and notable public buildings, also used by mortals, such as museums, art galleries, and landmark government offices. New York City is pretty typical in this respect, as the current Elysium is a gallery in Queens called the Art Hole. You're an art hole. Catherine. Oh, wait, no, she might be German. Because her last name is Wiese. Let's go with Catherine. Catherine Wiese. Wiese? Oh, I swear I've heard that name before. Someone else's description of her crosses my mind. That weird lady who owns the art hole but is never there? Weird? So it is her. Catherine Wiese, the owner of the art hole, de facto headquarters of the New York City Camarilla. For fuck's sake, Julia. What are you doing calling her weird right off the bat? Knows you're already made a fool of yourself in front of enough VIPs in this city. Recover. I'm so sorry. It's just that I still don't know many people there, so I have to go by the description I'm given by members of the Primogen. Well, the description is mostly correct, outside of that one word that slightly perplexes me. What calling the Cato black sounds like? Oh, from what I gathered, it's just that your interests are rumored to be, not fully aligned with the Camarillas, and it irks some folk up there. Being a keeper of the Elysium is not enough for some, I see. I suspected as much, but what can you do? She seems chill. Good. Anyway, Catherine Weiss? Wow. Yes. Want me to spell it? People often have trouble getting it right. Because, like, Catherine is not, like, a German first name, so I'm confused. Forgive my indiscretion, it's just that people of your stature usually don't bother checking in with me. They usually report their arrival to one of the Primogen, and they make all the arrangements. I heard Prince Panhard is busy with the preparations for a big party. I assumed that if I spared her some paperwork, she'd appreciate it as a gesture of goodwill. Besides, I wanted to meet the infamous La Sombra representative out of sheer curiosity. My interest piqued once I heard about her. Oh my god, I just realized the whole La Sombras being part of the Camarilla makes sense with bloodlines to them. So you're not actually an evil guy. You're just an outside evil, like, good guy. You're a new good guy who was evil once. Then again, if I remember correctly, you're supposed to be like an old member of the clan, no? I don't know. We'll find out. She looks around knowingly. Unique circumstances. Yes, Prince Helen Penhard had trouble justifying the exorbitant rent my property would need. That's literally pennies for her, and as far as I know, she's been sitting on an empty property since last year. Looks like they've got it out for you. Bad. That's what I assumed, but it's nice to get a confirmation. Well, it's not like my clan has ever been particularly popular in these parts. At least that's what I've heard. Sins of the fathers and so on. Yes. Just to make sure you've never met Hester. But you know of her? I do know. I wouldn't be here if not for her. Have you two met? No. I only heard of her once or twice. We had similar outlooks in many issues, although we tended to come up with completely different solutions. In any case, I think it's meaningful that Hester died so that you could live. They feared her. Now they fear you, and that's why they're keeping you down. If anyone who's not a VIP said this to me, I'd laugh in their face. Oh, I get what she's doing. She's trying to buy my favors. Best not act like I'm easy to please. Stick to business. Time will tell. In the meantime, I'll need you to help me out with my documentation. Of course. So, where are you coming from? Washington, D.C. She says it the way people in Hollywood movies says it. The way that suggests her Washington's wildly different from the Washington you and I would see. What were you doing there? Take a guess. Government work. Write that down. I ought to amuse Helene a little bit. If you say so. Date and hour of arrival? She takes out a plane ticket and slides it towards me. It's all here. 1 a.m. Got it. Method of transit, plane. Purpose of visit? Meeting with Prince. Ought to work just fine. I guess. Estimated duration of visit? Undefined. Write in 6 months if you really need to. Place of accommodation, conditions of intended stay. The art hall. Conditions should be adequate. You tell me. I tend to be happy with Airbnb. Home sweet home? I'm not certain that I ever felt particularly at home here. That makes 2 of us. Curious. You have nothing holding you here. The face of a blonde-haired friend appears in my mind's eye, then vanishes. There's no one holding me anywhere. I see. Prolonged silence. She stares into my eyes, and I return the stare. She's studying me. It's unnerving, but I do my best. to turn away. Not to turn away. Eventually she smiles. Didn't you say you were short on time? Oh god, yes. Kadir will kill me. I quickly begin to collect my stuff from underneath the table. You can simply inform him I paid you a visit. He'll understand and he'll pass it on to everyone who should be in the know. Need anything else? Do you need anything else? I'm fine. I was about to ask you that myself. You're the one asking questions here. That's all from me. Good. We'll see each other soon, I hope. The party tomorrow night. I wasn't invited. She's giving me a pitying look. I understand. Well, if not given the opportunity, we should make our own. I'll be in touch. Ooh. We got a maybe date in the future with pretty vampire lady. Good night, Widwees. I wish you a pleasant stay. Good night, and don't rush these things. You've got your whole life ahead of you, and you're in a position where you can't take it easy. Take your time, get a different perspective. I nod and walk slowly out the door. When I lose sight of the restaurant, I sprint towards the subway. Slow night? Oh god, they made him look definitely more Toreador. Okay, he looks way more sleazy, what the fuck? He looks like a pimp. I wish. You're late again, by the way. I hope you'd have a good excuse. Kadir al-Asmai, the mighty sheriff of New York City, is not happy with me. No wonder I met him in front of Elysium 30 minutes later than the time we had agreed on. Yeah, well, Catherine fucking Wees decided to arrive fashionably late. A likely story. She's supposed to be out of the city. If you think I'm pulling your leg, boss, feel free to check my report. I pass him all the official papers, the way I do every other night. Kadir stares me down for a good few seconds, then his steely gaze softens. You're serious? Wees in McDonald's with the mask and elegant clothes, surrounded by the smell of French fries and burgers patties. That must have been a hell of a sight. That's definitely not the voice I gave him, but nah, close enough. Technically it was BBB, not McDonald's, but yeah. God, I made such a fool of myself. First thing I did, I quoted somebody calling her a weirdo. I wanted to die on the spot. Serves you right. You're walking faux pas. I've been trying to teach you to control your tongue, but you never learn. It's a new gaffe every week with you. Still, there's good news and bad news. The good news is, Catherine has a fondness for vampires of humble beginnings. Probably why she decided to see you in your, shall we say, natural habitat. She's one of those rich art scene assholes who seek out working class cred. I did say something about watching your tongue. The bad news is she's very astute, so she can recognize a moron like you straight away. I never stood a chance at impressing her. Oh, shut up. You still need me for anything here? I get on it. I get on it straight away. I wouldn't be standing out here chatting with you if I hadn't taken care of my duties. 30 minutes is all it took to finish. Preparation for the big party. I'm about to see everyone off. Boop. Sorry. 1 second. Could be helped. It couldn't be helped, I suppose, and it's more your loss than mine. I just wanted some company tonight, and you could really use the chance to appear here on official duties, so everyone can get to know your face. Heaven knows your fast food job isn't going to get you anywhere. You need to, what do they call it, hustle. You don't need to tell me that, but it's not like being paraded around for a bunch of blue-blooded douchebags is... He somehow manages to give me a painful nudge in the back without so much as a hint of visible movement. Language, you fool, they're coming out. Just stand here in silence for 5 minutes and focus on not embarrassing yourself any further, will you? Got it. The first two silhouettes appear in the doorway of the art hall. An old man in a wheelchair, pushed towards by his young servant. I haven't seen either of them before. Ooh, look at him. Mr. Payne, the night's still young. Hope you'll find the rest of it pleasant. Payne, the wheelchair. I've heard about him. Edison Payne, one of the American Camarilla's main contacts to the government and Wall Street. Disabled in quite a few ways. Needs a servant to communicate. I'd be full of resentment if I was embraced in this condition, but apparently Payne is nothing but grateful for his immortality. He keeps writing fervent defenses of the traditions and Camarilla customs. Wait, what were I told? Just stay quiet? Focus on not embarrassing yourself. Stay here in silence. Okay, stay here in silence. We do. Okay. Well, stay silent. ... He wordlessly shakes Kadir's hand, but doesn't even deign to acknowledge me. At least the servant gives me a small bow. I return it. They leave. Kadir turns to the next person leaving. I, Regent. Can't wait to see you in your outfit. Spare me, Sheriff. These fancy dress parties cause me enough suffering without your help. I can only hope you haven't conspired with Helen to embarrass me with his gift. She points to a shrink-wrapped set of clothes she's carrying inside her coat. Kadir smirks briefly. I didn't have to. As you know, Prince Bernard displays a considerable foresight in the matter of party planning. Yes, if there's one thing she's deadly serious about is frivolities. A recognizable mortal quality, especially for a prince. We ought to celebrate it, not oppose it. Don't worry, Sheriff. I'm a big girl who knows her etiquette. I will play your game, amuse the crowd a little bit, and return to my study as fast as possible. Ailing Sturbridge, High Regent of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, a hero of the Battle of New York. The biggest warlock in town. Could be a prince herself if she didn't have her eyes on a bigger prize. Sheriff. An appointed officer who enforces the prince's edicts, and if Kadir's any measure, a real stick in the mud. The sheriff hunts down traitors and violators of the traditions. Only the greatest offenders are typically apprehended and brought back to be judged in front of an assembled court. In lesser cases, sheriff acts as judge, jury, and executioner. Regent. The principals at the schoolhouses of the Tremere, also known as chantries. Every chantry has a regent who oversees the education of all the Tremere in attendance there. Regents may also hold positions on the Primogen Council and be active in the clan's strategic defenses. The chantry, where the Tremere hang out. Lots of crusty books and smoking beakers type of place, I imagine. Tremere. Named after the 8th century hermetic mage whose followers, for a brief period, terrorized the world. The members of the clan Tremere today are only able to practice their reality-bending thaumaturgic arts after consuming fresh blood. This is because the Tremere of old fucked up in their relentless pursuit of immortality and were condemned. They have recently fallen into a great schism, or Chisholm? Let's go with Chisholm, who gives a shit. Of competing houses, all vying for the title of rightful heir to make their namesake's legacy. All about that rare ancient artifact's life. Nicknames include warlocks, hermetics, and transgressors. The thing is, nobody knows what that prize is. They only know it has something to do with the goal of their thaumaturgical research. Whoever tried to find out what it is failed violently. Oh, I'm sure you're going to have fun. Miss Sovinsky here has just informed me Catherine Weiss is back in town. It is safe to assume she will join our festivities. You're kidding me. She sends her regards. Her negative reaction intrigues me, so I decide to give her another nudge. She told me to send her regards and that she absolutely can't wait to catch up. Cheeky. That hint of torment on her face is less than I was counting on, but it will do. Please. Excellent. I'd love to catch up with her. The barely concealed venom in her voice clearly suggests that, in fact, she'd hate to catch up with her. Yes, looks like tomorrow's night will be very special. But for now, I bid you adieu. And she's gone. Is there some kind of story between Ailing and Weiss that should be aware of? That part about sending regards. That was a bold-faced lie, wasn't it? An innocent one. Overselling someone's courtesies is just good etiquette. You're unbelievable. Well, I doubt High Regent Sturbridge took it as courtesy, considering she once attempted to call for a bloodhunt on Weiss. A bloodhunt, a punishment sentencing a vampire to final death at the fangs of their peers. The code of the kindred and the system for punishing transgression is the law of retaliation. Wow, why? I've heard 5 different versions of the story, and all of them seem plausible. Catherine's relationship with this city is odd, to say the least, but hush for now. He's obviously trying to kill the conversation, and the appearance of Thomas Arturo gives him a perfect way out. Yeah, okay, we will finish with and then we will stop. Mr. Arturo. Ah, all as my. Keep up the good work, eh? Of course. Thomas Arturo, an architect by trade. He's a herald, a member of Prince Penard's inner circle, an eccentric whose thoughts seem to be 10 times faster than his words. Harpy, a kindred gossip master extraordinaire, will often trade their wisdom for favors or political gain. While Harpy originated as an insult, some have taken the term back and wear it as a badge of pride. After all, who doesn't need a friend who has dirt on everyone? I love how there it says Herald and then it's Harpy. It's like, okay. I'm here too. Any tasks for me, Mr. Arturo? I'm always ready to prove myself. Ah, yes. He disappears into the night. Well, that was brief. Maybe I should stand in their way. That might force them to properly acknowledge my existence. You severely underestimate their dedication to ignoring whelps like you. Whelp, not much different than the archaic human usage. Whelp is how you refer to your kid when they're fucked up. Kadir loves to use it to put me down from time to time. And just in case you're serious, I beg of you don't. I've been meaning to ask you this for a while now, but never had the opportunity. You really hate Arturo's guts, don't you? He carefully measures this diplomatic response. I have no strong feeling about Thomas Arturo whatsoever. Yeah, well, considering you're always listening positives about every local Camarilla representative under the moon, might as well have called him a cunt. Language, well. And as for Arturo, I will share my opinion about him as soon as I come up with one that sticks for more than a week. A group of kindred emerges from the art hall, rushing towards the street. Only a noble-looking woman stops next to us. She's wearing a hijab, but curiously enough, doesn't hide her hair beneath it. Primogen. If you were rude enough to stare, you'd quickly notice the cloth serves mostly to cover up horrific scars.
Kadir. Oh, and young Julia.
I'm doing my best not to stare because Samira is one of the few New York City Camarilla figures who hasn't been an asshole to me yet. Still here? Did the prince require the clan of the Hans Council in some matter? The Banu Hakim, called Assanates in the past, but that's basically a slur at this point, are a new addition to the Camarilla, only having joined a few years ago. Before that, they were independent from both the Cam and the Anarchs, and they were used as assassins for hire. Supposed to be very good at that job too. Nowadays, it looks to me like they've rebranded themselves as keepers of the law, which still gives them the occasional chance to hunt somebody down, but no longer for payment in blood, as used to be the tradition, or at least not overtly. The one member of the clan that I know well, Samira, is pretty cagey about this aspect of the Banu Hakim, but I've learned from a few other sources that members of the clan have a bit of a drinking problem. Once they taste another kindred's blood, they find it hard to stop. Their inclusion of the Camarilla seems to have stirred some discontent among the Tremere, as the lawmen also use a form of blood sorcery to boost their abilities and observe different rituals, some of them clearly religiously motivated, owed in no small part to the fact that the clan has been traditionally tied to Islam and the Middle East in general.
Yes, I advised her that no matter how hard she tries, she shouldn't expect me to wear a different costume tomorrow night.
She's the Banu Hakim Primogen, just like the La Sombra. Their clan was independent from the Camarilla until relatively recently. However, they negotiated a better deal than we did. They have a Primogen for one. Hailing from the Middle East, the Banu Hakim are drawn to the practice of justice. The rule must be upheld and every transgression punished. They don't have much say in New York City, but the prince often seeks their judgment. It's just good PR. I trust she was understanding. Those are beautiful clothes.
Thank you so much. I'm eager to see the outfit you came up with.
And how are you, Julia? Have you seen any lights at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, I've seen one.
Yeah, and I'm pretty certain it's a train.
Sorry to hear that. I trust you're pestering the prince and your superiors to improve your standing.
It's a process. Oh, Julia. You won't achieve anything if you don't keep reaching for it.
Kadir, weren't you supposed to teach her the ropes?
I'm trying to, Primogen, but with this child it's always a process.
I can only wish you good luck then. Good night, Julia.
Good night, Kadir.
Good night.
Have a safe trip. The art hall has to be almost empty by now.
You like her, don't you?
Stop with your class clown act, whelp. It only serves to reveal deep insecurities. Wow, that's harsh. It's factual. Were I as harsh as you claim? She did tell us both to call her Samira, but you're still keeping your distance with that Primogen shit. Watch your profanity and don't project your fantasies onto me. I don't give you a lesson about professional boundaries, but I respect the way. You will eventually learn it will be extremely unpleasant. But I suspect. I don't know what I said. Am I interrupting something, good folks? Even though I'm constantly pestering him, Kadir's composure is unshaken. His response comes swift and unfazed. Not at all, Mr. Van der Weyden. Van der Weyden? Heading back to your office. You know me, my dear sheriff. Where else would I go? Now, that's curious, even though Carter Van der Weyden is a primogen as well. Octavian, to be precise, I don't hear Kadir address him as such. Octavian. The Clan of the Moon has earned its reputation as a place for total psychopaths, yet there's a twisted kind of reason to the madness of the children of Malkav. Their condition seems to stem from gazing too deeply into the web of connections that govern the world, from learning too much, seeing too much, feeling too much. Blood is how they self-medicate. All Malkavians suffer a mental breakdown following their embrace. Often there's an exacerbation of a disorder or disorders that are already present. Sometimes it is entirely new, best described as unstable. There is no telling when a Malkavian will snap or drop some unexpected wise insight, called oracles, jesters, or visionaries, if you're being nice, madmen, liabilities, and lunatics if you're not. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Oh, I will. Absolutely show up, provided I can. But just in case, I already apologize for not making it to the prince. Simply drowning in work these days. The rhymes, tempo, and intonation patterns of his voice are so familiar. Half of it sounds like JFK, the other half exactly like Barack Obama. I will not even try. Nope. Just like his appearance, it all feels so fake. His old money, of course, comes from a long line of Dutch merchants who originally settled in the New York region, runs a wildly successful law office, rubs elbows with elites of both kindred and kine, variety alike. Kine, a derogatory term for vampires to refer to mortals, comes from kindred and kine. Just remember that kine rhymes with swine and you will get the picture. Okay, but he seems perfect in every way, and that's why he's so unnerving. He's a child of Malkav and must be blighted with some affliction, but wherever it is, he doesn't let it show, or to wonder what he's hiding. The celebrations are planned to last all week. Surely you will find the time. I pray I will, my good man, I pray I will. In case you need to reach me, you know where to find me. Have a good one. He doesn't even register my presence before leaving. Sometimes I think they're all still hoping I will simply go away. As Carter drives away in his limousine, Kadir shakes his head. You wanted to hear about which member of New York City Camarillas I dislike the most? Yes? He shoots me a knowing glance and smirks. Too bad. They're all my dear colleagues, and I deeply respect every single one of them. Sure you do. Wouldn't want to blurt out something that could lock you out of Mr. Van der Weyden's legal services, would you, you ass kisser? I do expect to find myself in need of a good defense law attorney when my broke, incompetent, and foul-mouthed assistant finally pushes me over the edge. Rude. Do you still need me here? I still need to swing by St. Patrick's tonight. Don't worry. We're almost done. The prince is coming out. The captain is the last person to leave the ship, huh? And there she is. Elaine Panhard, the big kahuna, as someone I once knew would call her, the de facto ruler of New York City and a self-professed patron of the arts. Kadir, a penny for your thoughts? You should be pleased to hear the Eye Regent is resigned in her fate, my prince. Mr. Van der Weyden is decidedly not. I suspect he will be too busy to join the festivities all the week through. Excellent. She turns to me. Miss Savinsky, weren't you supposed to accompany our good sheriff in his duties tonight? there was an unexpected change of plans. Catherine Wees is back in the city. Catherine is here? Now that's a welcome surprise. But what does it have to do with you, Miss Savinsky? Hello, big gun. Hello, hello. I took care of her paperwork. She said she didn't want to trouble you with all the paperwork regarding her rival, Prince Panhard. It's all been taken care of. Kadir's already been informed of everything. That's certainly a nice gesture, but wait a minute now. Where exactly did you meet her? In the fast food restaurant, my prince. I see. Elaine rubs her eyes. Catherine and her love for proletarian amusement. I suppose it will be a source of amusing anecdotes this week. If we want to avoid these situations in the future, it might be a good time to discuss offering Miss Sovinsky an office of her own. We'll get to it. Eventually, there are more pressing matters at hand. The festivities start tomorrow and there's still so much to be done. Will you make sure the art hall is secure before leaving? Certainly, my prince. Have a good night. Good night, Kadir. Good night, Miss Savinsky. Talk about your work soon. Don't worry. Of course. Good night, Prince Panhard. The chauffeur escorts her to a limo. There's an awkward silence between me and Kadir until our car disappears around the corner. More pressing matters, huh? A penny for your thoughts, Sheriff. I'm certain an image of a keeper of the Elysium stuck in a fast food restaurant will linger in the Prince Panhard's mind. You're far closer to your goal than you were a few minutes ago. I'm pretty sure I've heard you say something to that effect a few times now. And I stand by my words. Rome wasn't built in a day, Julia. As a Camarilla loyalist, don't you think it sucks that the Ivory Tower is so hellbent on showing disrespect to my clan? They're actually willing to make fools of themselves in the process. We've all had to endure our own hazing rituals. But yes, the current situation is not ideal. Whatever, need a hand closing up the Elysium? I'll manage. It's getting late. Better run. Some shadow in Chicago is probably impatient to get a copy of the reports you've given me. You've pleased one master. Now it's time to please the other. Yeah, here's the thing about working for two masters. Neither of them really thinks of you as their own. Not knowing how to reply, Kadir shrugs. I wave him goodbye and head for the subway. And this is where I end. Boom. Boom. We instantly go here. Else I'll get stuck.
Else I get stuck. Let's see. Is there anyone to raid, maybe?
Anyone? Anyone I can send anyone to? Boom, 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 boom! Explosions everywhere, indeed. Let's see. There is, I could send you to Pixie. Pixie is nice. Pixie is playing Silk Song right now. I could send you to... Okay, I will check something. But maybe I also just don't give a shit. Let me check real quick. Okay. You know what? It's been a while. I will send you to Oak Tea Party. We haven't raided in a while for reasons that I will not disclose. And we will congratulate her on becoming partner recently. You don't have to, but I will. So raid Oak Tea Party. She draws art. She draws pretty women. And is really good at it. Huzzah! For once I will make a raid message. Congrats on partner. That's it. It's a very creative raid message. Anyways, thank you all for dropping by. thank you all for being kind and nice and keeping me company. I will be back on Tuesday, where we will be insane vampires. Because that's what we do, vampires. Good night. Good night, Bram. Good night, everyone else who's going to bed. Or have a good evening. Have a good day. Like, people are from all kinds of places. Take care. And bye-bye.